And it's another one, y'all, man. We are live. We are back, man. Full panel Friday, Man Down Sports, man. We got your content right here for you. Always on time, never late. Understand that, right? Full panel ish, man. We got some people who put in some vacation, although it got denied. They still wanted to do whatever they wanted to do. That's that. We still got you covered here, man. It's your boy, our host today, Chris. We got Brittany, Dominique, Eric, and Corey, man. So we still got a decent group of people here. Got some nice topics to talk about, man. A little mix. We got a little basketball, a little football for you guys. So yeah, man, we back. Full panel Friday, man. We made it to another Friday, man. How was everybody's week?
Man, don't.
Everybody had the same week. I feel like we all had the same week, man.
It's a little long.
We were struggling to get to Friday, and I called out of work one day, and it was still long.
Me too.
Called out?
Yeah, I called out on Monday, man.
Hey, that's what he do. That's his lane.
I do not accept call outs at work.
You don't?
Nope. I'm like, you better figure it out. How are you gonna get to work?
What?
Man, if I'm throwing on my
one of
spleen,
them.
if I'm throwing on my spleen and you telling me I need to find my way to work, that is crazy.
Man.
Oh, you're calling out? You got time to be calling out?
Hey,
I'd be like, look, you ain't even running nothing. Let me talk to the actual boss.
what's going on? Hey, Corey. Hey,
won't
Mo
be there
says you need a hat, man.
When they're like, let me talk to the manager, I'm the manager.
I wore hats for 21 years. I ain't wearing no hat no more.
I know that's right, Corey.
That was a cover, shit, mate.
Yeah.
For real.
Ain't doing that shit no more.
Oh man,
you got your freedom papers, dog.
They out of there.
14, baby.
Yeah, I'm out of there.
Y'all like, before we get started, y'all like that well, I guess we'll talk about it later, but y'all like that Falcons move?
Man, we'll talk about it, man. We'll throw that in there.
We'll see. It was interesting.
We'll see if they make some noise or not. But first things first, man. Before we get in there, man, we got to shout out the members, man. Shout out to all the members that stay true to us, man. And if I butcher y'all names, man, please forgive me. Charge my mind, don't charge my heart. I'm just terrible with names. If they don't look normal, if they don't look regular, Jacksons, whites, greens, browns, they probably gonna get jacked up. I apologize in advance. But shout out to the members, man. Michael Tofia, Wizman Ballin, Malachi Israel, WW, Shay J, R Beam, Jeffrey Giat, Liquid Swords, Shy Rider Westsider, A Harkins, Chris Anderson, Beast Mode Bones, Jay Barrett, Max Latortu, Evine Brown, Doug M, The Real Mr. Cropper, Unspoken Voices Inside Media, Pharrell Scott, Taco Master, 6'4 Slim, Keith Brazell, Savon Arnold, Ryan Walters, E King, Steve Calvert, Right Hand Cam, The Joker 687, Ed Wild from Phils, Mikey Brass, and Scott Merriweather, man. We appreciate y'all. Thank you for being a member. If you're not a member, you're missing out. It's some good stuff on the other side of there, man. Especially and if you're not a member of the Patreon, man, go join that, man. The post game. That's really where we be at. We get to cut loose. We don't got the boundaries of YouTube, man. So you get to see us for us more so than what you see on here, though. You know what I'm saying? So sorry, I sound like a little out of breath. One, I'm out of shape. Two, it's hot as hell in my apartment. I don't know why. The air is on. It's crazy. Summer's in California. But y'all ready? Let's get into it, man.
Just so y'all know, it was 108 degrees here today.
Where you at? You in Cali?
I'm in Dallas.
Hell.
Oh, man.
What you talking about?
That's a different
You muted, Dominique.
Oops. I love the heat.
The
Bay is not hot enough. The Bay is not hot enough here.
Give me the weather in the Bay over what I deal with every time.
I'm so grateful for 4 seasons over here on the Northeast. I can't deal with pure summer heat.
We get 2 seasons over here. We get 7 months of 100 degrees, and we get 5 months of blistering cold. Crazy.
You live in the desert, though, bro.
I do live in the desert, man.
You live in the desert.
Farming country over there.
You live in the Mojave Desert and like, man, it's hot out here. Like, really?
It's a little steamy out here, man. So let's get into it, man. First things first, man. Still got some people talking about the whole Steve Kerr, Jayson Tatum situation in the Olympics. Right? We all know what it was, right? Jayson Tatum really didn't get any burn on the court. Even logged a couple DNPs, right? Which seems kind of crazy for your reigning NBA champion, your 3-time in a row first team All NBA player, right? Arguably one of the best players in the league, got no burn over, his role player teammate, right? So Rob Parker on the Odd Couple podcast had a little bit to say about that. And then I'm going to play a soundbite from Gil's Arena. They had a little bit to say about Steve Kerr as well behind that one. So here we go.
But let's talk about, we just had Mark Funky Cole Medina talk some NBA and the Jayson Tatum situation and Jaylen Brown not being on a team at all. Even when they replaced Kawhi Leonard, they didn't pick up Jaylen Brown,
right,
who was the finals MVP and just won a championship and all that. But in the case of Jayson Tatum, he had a couple of games where he didn't play at all.
Yeah.
And Kerry, he's gotten the bulk of, the disrespect. Like, people like his family was upset. Dick Vitale was upset. His mom was and for a couple of reasons. Obviously, he just won a championship.
Yep.
He's one of the bright young stars in the league.
Mm-hmm.
He was NBA first, All NBA first teamer.
Mm-hmm.
Only one from the United States. Another thing, I'm just.
Was it? Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And yet Steve Kerr couldn't find any time for him. And, people could make all the excuses. Well, Matt, I hear that. It just doesn't sit right with me. And I think he's the future of the Olympic team, right? 4 years from now.
It would have looked that way.
That's what I think.
Yeah.
And as much as people want to kind of rip on Jayson Tatum and like how he got disrespect, I think Steve Kerr looks worse. And just from the standpoint of, to be a great coach, sometimes you got to be able to maneuver and figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
There's enough minutes. I don't care what anybody says.
Of course.
And you played some other people that you could have easily put him in. He doesn't have to go in for the last 3 minutes to try to disrespect him in that sense. But I just can't look at it and think, if I'm him, here's one of the best players in the league. He's an American.
Yeah.
He's first team All NBA. He's won a championship. He's done all this thing, and I can't find any minutes for that kid. It just didn't sit right with me.
Yeah.
And so that was Rob Parker, and then here's what Kenyon Martin and Gilbert Arenas had to say.
I don't want to say it, but I'm going to just say it, man. The worst part of the USA team is the coaching staff.
Absolutely. Steve, let me ask you a question. If Jayson Tatum was on your roster, would there ever be a situation where he had a DNP? Right? This man is first team All-NBA 3 years in a row. You mean to tell me all of a sudden, like, I don't care for what game plan you putting together, at any particular time, that it didn't include Jayson Tatum. You made a conscious decision not to play this man, because you could have easily, when you said Derek, hey, D White, go, you could have easily said, hey, Jayson Tatum, go get it. Yeah. You could have easily said that.
How did the name come out your fucking mouth
before Jayson Tatum?
How did you like what? Hey, Derek.
What? And you probably looked right at Jayson.
For sure.
All right, so let's open it up, man. Anybody can take it first, man. What do you guys think? I think it's pretty self-explanatory. The answer is obvious, but see some other eyes from a different perspective, man. What do you guys think about it? Does it look bad on Jayson Tatum, or does it look bad on Steve Kerr?
Man, I really think it's kind of an old subject, to be honest with you, because the Olympics is over with. But keeping it 100, I mean, it's kind of on Jayson Tatum. I mean, Jayson Tatum's cool. I don't really think he was tripping that hard about it, to be honest with you. Just my personal perspective of just listening to, watching him, I didn't see him really tripping. I think he was cool with getting the medal. He was good being out there. Maybe he wanted some more playing time, but I don't see it being a big deal, to be honest with you.
Corey, what were you about to say?
I don't really see how it could be on Jayson Tatum. He didn't choose not to play. So how could it be on him?
I mean, I'm just saying, is he tripping about it, or was we tripping about it for him? I mean, I'm just saying.
I think it's more we're tripping on it for him, right?
Okay,
but you have a player with all of these accolades that didn't get to play as much as players that are lesser than him. I mean, he got to play less than a dude that's less than him on his own team.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it has to be Steve Kerr, right? But I don't think that it was necessarily Steve Kerr. I think Steve Kerr was just told to follow a script, and he followed his script. Not going to let Jayson Tatum take over these games like he's very capable of doing, right? And that's going to go into LeBron's hands, and that's how we're going to play it.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
Blaming LeBron.
Eric,
Boy,
I know you're going to say
God.
we're blaming him. I know you're going to say we're haters. But
Listen.
Seriously, though, Corey, I agree with you because to me, this is nothing to do with Tatum or Kerr. This is clutch sports. It might not be LeBron specifically, but even so, it goes back to Kawhi Leonard being replaced. Did you guys even see the interview that Lawrence Frank, president of basketball operations, had from the Clippers? So LeBron came out of his mouth, came out and stated that the Clippers were to blame for Kawhi Leonard not being on the team anymore. And so did Steve Kerr. Oh, no, not Steve Kerr. I think Grant Hill mentioned that as well. And that's just not true. Lawrence Frank came out and said that they had nothing to do with that decision. They did not, Kawhi was totally fine. This was not about his knee injury. So it's not, to me, a coincidence that Kawhi Leonard plays the same position as LeBron, and so does Jayson Tatum, and they both didn't play. That Kawhi was apparently outshining him in the practices during the Olympics. And there was a fast break 2-on-1, and he didn't pass the ball to LeBron, and he helped himself to a dunk. And then LeBron went and complained to Steve Kerr and whoever else, and then he was no longer on the team right after that very moment. So, and again, we don't know if that's true. And I'm not going to say LeBron specifically, but I do think that it was about LeBron and his farewell tour and his MVP of the Olympics and making sure that he got that, and he averaged the most minutes of everybody on the team at the oldest, being a 40-year-old player. That doesn't make quite much sense. And he didn't outplay anybody in any single game. He was never the best player in every game. So, and I'm not saying that he shouldn't be MVP. I mean, actually, I would say that, but I'm just saying that these are the things that are coming out now. And it's not a coincidence that we have Derek White in that position that came, because that's not a person that could outshine LeBron. Kawhi Leonard has outplayed him multiple times in many games and many, so I'm not trying to hate, Eric. I'm just telling you what the information that's available to us. This is just the information that's available to us. LeBron played solid throughout the Olympics. I can't say he played like poop. All I'm saying is that it was manufactured. The Olympics has been manufactured for him to get that MVP and for him to play all those minutes. There's no way he could play those minutes with Jayson Tatum there, with Kawhi Leonard there. They don't respect him. That's why they sat his ass on the bench, because what was he going to do?
Oh my God. I just want to know.
You know what, Ito?
LeBron catch strays coming out the parking lot. That's all I want to know.
I'm not
We wasn't even talking about LeBron. We're talking about Tatum.
But it's
neither.
We done got all the way to LeBron's address.
But that's what it is.
Any of what I just said has anything? You don't think that it's there? You don't? You believe in coincidences?
Hey, listen. Everything you said, you made all that up in your head.
I made it up. So Lawrence Frank did not have this interview. I made it up. So he didn't come out.
Speculation. It was some.
It's not speculation. It's an interview.
I don't agree with everything LeBron says. I don't.
This is an interview. This isn't made up. Lawrence Frank is the president of the Clippers. And they blamed it on the Clippers that Kawhi wasn't there. They said the Clippers told him. So I made that up. So now you're saying that I'm delivering misinformation.
I'm not saying you delivered. I'm just saying, but you said you took out of that. Do you see how much stuff you got out of that one statement?
I watched an interview, and this is what was reported in that interview by Lawrence Frank.
Was any of those people LeBron?
What does it matter? They said that this is what he did at the end of that.
Wait, hold on. E. So you saying that? Hold on. So you saying that? So you saying E that if it comes from LeBron, that is fact, is true, is law?
I'm just saying, like that's somebody. That's like me looking at your situation and saying it what I think it should be in my mind. My speculation on this is why he did this. This is why this happened. That's a lot.
Okay, I mean, I'm a conspiracy theorist. I made this whole thing up. Everybody in the small forward position, the most famous one with minutes on the floor is LeBron.
You gotta admit,
everybody else is either off the team or on the bench.
Like
That's
LeBron did not do anything.
It's a little fishy.
Hold on, E, you gotta think about it though, man.
Chris, what does Tatum do on his team? Does he not play like LeBron on the Celtics? Is he not a primary ball handler on the Celtics? He doesn't play the way exactly like that. He handles the ball.
He's not a primary ball handler.
What I'm saying is he dominates the ball. He has his hands in. He has his hand. He's got the ball a lot in his hands. Him and Jaylen Brown, they're going to get the most touches on that team, and he plays the same position as LeBron. No wonder why he couldn't get in the game. Why is this so mysterious? It is pretty obvious to me.
I think so. The way Tatum's game is predicated on, yeah, I can be the scorer, but I'm not the primary runner of the offense. That's what they have point guards for.
What's usage? I'm talking about usage though. LeBron's not a point guard. He's a small forward absorbing 1, 2, and 3. So he's absorbing
LeBron's usage level is high.
But he absorbs the small forward position. That's all I'm trying to say. That's his actual position. So that's his actual position on the floor. And when he plays point guard, he's absorbing the 1, 2, and 3.
Brittany, real quick, can you read that super chat for me?
You said Brittany?
Yes, I did.
I'm sorry. It was like 3 people saying something at one time. Ryan Walters, $20. Thank you so much. This is one Kerr and team. This is I'm assuming this is on Kerr and Team USA. They asked Tatum to give up most of his offseason to join the team. I mean, I agree. Yes, thank you. Also, I agree. I think it's on Kerr. It's absolutely on.
Did he just have a newborn baby too? So like he left.
Hold on, bro. Hold on, though. I can't believe this. Hold on, man. I just can't believe this switched all the way over to LeBron when the beef was Tatum and Kerr, and then Dominque not less than a week ago said that Tatum falls apart in the fourth quarter.
He does.
Hit that like button, y'all.
He does. I believe that there's a basketball reason to bench Tatum. He wasn't going to be able to guard Jokic against in like to me, that wing player, you've got to be able to do that. So I believe there's a basketball reason.
Every team that Team USA faced, there was somebody on the opposing team that Jayson Tatum could have defended. There's no argument saying that there is nobody. Yeah, he might not have been able to guard a Jokic, or he might not have been able to guard a Wemby, but there's somebody
who was supposed to guard Jokic, though. What I'm trying to say, so how would you have orchestrated it during, like, against? I believe that there's
no way LeBron needed 37 minutes. There's no way LeBron needed 37 minutes of a 40-minute game.
I agree. 10 of those minutes should have at least gone to Tatum. I agree with you. I would have put him in the game because you can play.
10 is not enough.
I don't know. I'm just saying we could have found minutes to play him instead of embarrassing him. But LeBron needed his minutes.
He went home with a gold medal. Like, what was the embarrassing
part? It's embarrassing to be a title holder and to have beaten and have been the best on the entire bench that whole year and to not be in a game, to be a DMP when he hasn't been a DMP his whole life. Derek White has been a DMP. He does it like all I'm trying to say is somebody who's been somebody who's never DMP'd their whole life. You don't start doing this to them in the Olympics.
He said, Suge Knight said, "Y'all make LeBron more powerful than he is." That is a lie.
I think the power is really and truly Rich Paul. Rich Paul is out there.
Good old Suge from Death Row Records. Hey man, listen, I totally agree.
Go ahead, Brittany. What's up?
Let me ask y'all a question pertaining to this. Do we think that Steve Kerr was selected to be a coach for a reason? Because they felt like he will fall more in line? Because in my opinion, I would rather have like an Eric Spoelstra. as the head coach? Do we think that Steve
He
Kerr
fell
was
in
like,
line
you know
too,
what,
though.
he's gonna fall more in line? Yeah, but he was the assistant coach, so he has to
I
know
think
his role.
all the coaches that were there, from head coach to assistant coach, will fall in line and play the LeBron style of basketball.
Oh
Because
my
Eric
God.
Eric
Here she goes
Spoelstra
again.
tried.
She can't stop
Look,
it.
I need to be able to
It's
be
something about
myself.
the
I
name.
gotta be
It's like calling
myself, Eric.
Jesus. It's like
I have to be myself. LeBron's the leader of the team. They played his style of basketball. That's not a secret. And again, Brittany's asking a question about falling in line. Who are they falling in line to? LeBron. That's the question.
Man, look, Steve
Brittany,
Kerr
am I
is not
lying
a
about the question
pushover.
that you just asked?
Steve
I'm
Kerr
not
is not a
lying about the
pushover.
question.
You're not
I'm answering the question. We know that Eric thinks it's a conspiracy, so I'm going to answer your question. Is that
It's not.
I
I'm saying
think
it's not a conspiracy.
I think all the coaches that were there were there to follow LeBron's game plan, because Eric played with LeBron in Miami. In the first season, we saw what happened when he didn't play Bron ball. LeBron averaged, what was it? I think 17 in the finals, and they lost because he couldn't play his style, and Dwayne Wade outshined him and all of that, and it didn't work out. So the following seasons, LeBron was able to shine and everybody else wasn't, because they were playing his style of basketball, right? And Dwayne Wade looked injured. They were blaming him. Ty Lue as well. Ty Lue is an assistant coach on that team too. These are all coaches that LeBron approves of. So yes, I think that they were. It's funny to me that Steve Kerr was picked, because he just doesn't run that offense. He's not even used to that. That's why he looked like shit out there as a coach, because that's not his style. They couldn't move the ball throughout the whole Olympics. I remember you even talking about it, Brittany, that there were poor decisions being made. The ball isn't moving. So again, I think Steve Kerr was picked because he's literally a pushover. And you could walk up to him and say, like, Draymond Green has just flat out yelled at him. Look at how he's talked about his own coach on his personal podcast. So, and I think it's set up to blame him in this way, because
Go ahead. I'm sorry, finish. I said, this is what I will say. We're not going to sit and act like, and I have nothing against LeBron. I don't. But we do know that all this is for LeBron and his last couple years. I mean, look, from everything prior to the Olympics. It is, though, E. It is.
Brittany,
It is.
I'm so disappointed.
I don't hate LeBron. I have
here
nothing
to report
against
the
LeBron.
real stuff, Eric.
But
can't.
It's to jack up his legacy, the whole son thing, and now the Olympic thing. So I just felt like, if you're going to continue this with the Olympics, then why don't you have the head coach be somebody who's familiar with that whole LeBron, type of offense, and that is Eric Spoelstra. I can't say his last name. So that's why I say I would rather go with Eric Spoelstra versus a Steve Kerr, because he understands how LeBron unfortunately likes to play. And yes, Tatum absolutely should have played way more than he did. Like, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. There's no reason why Derek White, and I have respect for Derek White as well, and I love what he's able to do, or what he does on the court as well. But Tatum can do everything that Derek White can do and better. So you got to get him on the court. So this is absolutely on Steve Kerr, and then it goes above Steve Kerr, Grant Hill, and whoever else. But Eric, yes, this is all for LeBron. We know this.
Think about it.
All for him.
Grant Hill has been lying to us, and he said the same exact thing that LeBron. Why did LeBron come out and answer for why Kawhi wasn't on the team? Why did he lie and say the Clippers told him?
All I'm asking is this: we had the Tatum and Kerr discussion. That's all I'm pointing.
And the question is, who looks crazier? Neither.
Get a little sidetrack.
Not even LeBron. Somebody's not even on the rundown right now. Is what I'm saying.
Okay, the question is, who looks crazier, Tatum and Kerr? And my answer is neither. It's neither of their fault.
No, it's definitely Kerr's fault, for sure.
I don't think that we can say that when you're being told what to do by the managing director, which is Grant Hill. He's pulling the strings.
I don't think Tatum cares like that, personally.
I will say this to your point. So if Steve Kerr decides to all of a sudden go in a different direction, what are they going to do? Fire him? That's going to be a bad
or they're going to make him look bad. They could. You don't remember when you don't remember when Pat Riley went down.
Do that.
So I think you guys are not remembering history. In 2006, Pat Riley fired the coach during the NBA Finals and went and coached the damn team himself. So things like that can happen and will happen.
You talking about in the NBA? We're not. You're not going to see.
I don't.
Fired mid Olympics.
I don't think.
That's why they have 3 coaches. They could have said Kerr is sick. They lied about Kawhi Leonard. They're lying about Jayson Tatum. Why can't they? They could have came up with, Kerr is sick. He's battling an aneurysm. He's incompetent.
Say, like Noah Lyles, he got COVID.
Exactly. I'm just saying the kind of lies that they're putting out. They could say anything. If obviously Steve Kerr fell in line for a reason because he either didn't want to be fired or didn't want the smoke.
I don't think they would have fired him. I think he would have been asked not to come back.
That too. There's another Olympics coming in 2028. Does he want to remain on?
Right here in good old LA.
He don't need to. I hope he.
Which I plan on going to. Some way, somehow, I'm gonna find my way in LA for them games. I got to.
If you deal with that traffic, God bless you.
Well, Did you see Eric where they said that there will be no automobiles allowed in any venue? It will all be public transportation.
Y'all got public transportation like that?
I gotta see that.
They're gonna create it
like that.
I'm trying to think like it's probably gonna make the situation worse right outside of LA because that's where all the parking lots gonna be for you to park your vehicle to catch public transportation. So you're gonna have to if you go into an event at 7:00, then you're gonna have to get to LA at 5:00 in the morning.
I don't even want to be anywhere. Caitlin Clark fans are going to be. So I'm good. I will be at home watching in the Olympics. I don't want that crowd.
I want to be able to go boo Caitlin Clark in person. So
where you at, Dominque, San Francisco?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's a $69 flight, but you do not want that traffic.
I don't want the traffic. I don't want the crowd.
Damn,
Caitlin Clark fans. All we're gonna see is a bunch of redneck.
Somebody gonna recognize Dominque.
They bringing. I just heard today though they bringing part of the Olympics out here to our neighborhood, man. Beautiful.
No shit. What? Well, you know what event or what?
The Temecula area. I don't know. Probably golf or some bullshit. But
yeah, because what the fuck y'all got out there?
Golf.
Right.
We got golf.
Hitting the links.
Yeah.
We open up the
so do y'all think? Yeah, I think we should.
We should.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I think this is a good one. I think we should. It's a good one, though.
Lines, man. Please, because I just want to know. I want to know is anybody gonna stay on Tatum and Kerr, or are we gonna go all the way to LeBron?
Well, I already said Kerr. I think is the craziest one, and it's because he felt like he had to fall in line. I'm not doing that.
I don't think either one of them's tripping. I don't think Tatum's tripping.
I'm sorry. I disagree with that. I disagree with that a million. He even said he's very professional.
He ain't said nothing. What did he say?
Yes, he has. Tatum has come out and said multiple things, but he's very professional. And he said,
I can't believe it. I thought my phone was muted. That's crazy.
He said multiple things. So like recently he came out and said that
my phone is on vibrate. I don't know why. It's because it's all Mac. It's all Mac through here. So I don't know what anyway.
He said that he was very happy about being benched. It was a humbling experience for him, and that everybody was texting him in his life about why is he benched. It looks crazy that he's benched. He couldn't believe it himself, but he was just ready for when his number was called, and he was professional about it. But trust me, he didn't want to be benched. He was like, nobody wants to be benched. He was
he didn't want to be benched.
He was physically depressed. He looked like a depression case on the bench.
Oh my God!
So we got.
Are you a therapist? You must have went to school with me. What school? What degree did you get?
I almost became a therapist, and I almost became a lawyer. Which one do you want today? You want lawyer Dom, or you want therapist Dom?
Please, let me know the therapist Dom.
Hey, I'm the captain now. I'm running this shit. We got somebody on the phone. He been on for a minute.
All right, go ahead. My bad.
Raleigh, North Carolina, talk to me. What's up?
You know who this is, man.
I knew who it was. What up, Chris?
What up?
What you think, man? Who looked worse, Jayson Tatum or Steve Kerr?
Jayson Tatum, because he's just not that guy. I keep telling y'all this. Jayson Tatum is not that guy. There's nothing interesting about Jayson Tatum. All he do is shoot threes and contested mid-range jump shots. He's afraid to drive to the rim. He's not really an elite passer. We was hoping between him and Brown, they would actually develop their game and actually get better at playmaking so they can play off each other. But they can't seem to do that.
Ain't that what they did though? And you saying that Tatum's game is pretty much one dimensional. What game? Show me what game it was one dimensional, because I've seen Tatum do quite a few things.
What have you seen him do?
I've seen him back down, back to the basket. I've seen him do this driving thing that you say he doesn't do. He doesn't
finish strong at the rim though, Chris. Can we be for real? We saw him miss dunk and layups. We saw him miss dunks and layups in the Olympics just recently. He does not finish strong.
Everybody misses dunks and layups. LeBron has missed dunks and layups.
Everybody does not miss dunks and layups repeatedly.
Can I just point out how we sticking to the subject and we not on LeBron?
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Go ahead. I'm in my therapist role. I'm in my therapist role.
I'm pretty sure he is on the payroll for sure.
Dominique knows some people from the bench. I don't know.
I'm going to be myself, period. So I don't care how much you attack me on here, Eric. I don't care.
Oh my God!
Brittany asked the LeBron question. I answered it. This is also ties back to LeBron. He's on the team.
Okay. I'm not attacking
nobody. Nobody's hating on him. We're just saying you said I made up a whole thing.
I don't want you to feel attacked.
There was a whole interview about this. So if you don't know about it, I'll send it to you.
Shout out to the Me Too movement. I love everybody.
This has nothing to do with Me Too. You got to be able to handle people saying things about your king. You got to handle it. Handle your handle.
I gave y'all a positive affirmation. And I got brought into this. I don't know what happened.
The caller's on the line. Let the caller finish what he got to say.
Hey, Chris, you so patient, man. I appreciate you.
Oh yeah, I mean this y'all panel, man. This is y'all panel. They
just be forgetting that we got callers on the line, man. But you don't think Kerr has no responsibility in this whatsoever? I mean, regardless of how you feel about Tatum, right? He is an NBA champion. He is first-time All-NBA multiple times, right? How do you not find somewhere, like I said earlier, like he's not going to guard Jokic, he's not going to guard Wembanyama, but you mean to tell me on all these teams there's nobody he can match up against, nobody he can get minutes against the other team?
Okay, I agree with that, but at the end of the day, man, he won gold, man. I'm not going. It's just like the LeBron thing. It's just like, damn, does he have to be to blame for every goddamn thing? Like, I get it, LeBron is toxic. That's why nobody want to play with him. He's toxic as hell. But end of the day, every little thing that goes wrong is not that dude's fault, man. Everything is like, damn. And people do all this crime.
I have a question for you, sir. Is Derek White the guy? Do you believe that Derek White is the guy?
No, but he's a great role player. He's a great role player in the modern NBA. He's a guy that can defend, play, make, and shoot three.
Anytime you have anytime
he doesn't need to shoot.
So Tatum cannot defend, play, make, and shoot threes, because I remember him locking down Kevin Durant in 2021 and sweeping the Brooklyn Nets.
Yeah, I do too.
So he can't. You're saying he can't defend, he can't play, make.
Trash ass movie dude got shut down in the playoffs.
So, but he can't play make. He can't play make, is what you're saying, and he can't shoot threes.
Tatum needs the ball in his hands. He's not a role player.
And so why couldn't he have? Thank you. So why couldn't he have the ball in his hands? Because who has it in his hands?
Hold on, Dominique. Go ahead, Corey.
Anytime you have an all-star team, everybody's going to have to play something that they don't normally play, right? That's just what they're going to have to do.
Right.
So saying that he's not a good role player, nobody on that team is a good role player because they're all ones on their team, right? Except for
Jrue Holiday
and Derek White. Mm-hmm. Well, Jrue Holiday and Derek White got a whole lot of burn. Jrue Holiday got a lot of burn, right? So you can't really say that Jayson Tatum's not a good role player because everybody else had to play a role too. You understand what I'm saying? You didn't even give him an opportunity to play the role. That's what the argument is about.
I think that's why it falls back on Kerr. You're the coach. Help these players understand what their roles are.
Right, because Jayson Tatum, in no way, stretch of form, did Jayson Tatum decide that he was not going to play in the Olympics. That was Steve Kerr.
100%.
Absolutely.
Appreciate the call, Chris. I'm gonna go ahead and open the phones line back up. I know I had some other people calling.
So hold on.
Go ahead.
Y'all, the way y'all talk about Steve Kerr, y'all act like he's not a top 5 coach all the time.
With the way he coached in this Olympic, man, it comes in the question.
Look like
I don't know. It comes in the question. And you know what? I was one of the ones that when that 15 list came out, that top 15 list came out, right? When that top 15 list came out and he was on there, I was one of the ones that defended him against people who said that he didn't deserve to be on there, right?
Against me, right? He was overrated.
You and a couple of other people, right? But when you see his display of coaching in the Olympics, you get handed, honestly, a Thanos gauntlet of all-stars, right? There's even the most Doc Rivers should be able to coach this team to blowouts every game. So when Steve, that's how this team is. No, I'm just saying, but like this team was built to be self-sufficient. Like you really just had to stand there and maybe Phil Jackson a couple things and say, hey, that's it. The team should have been able to run itself. And yet you still had a couple of close calls. I feel like Steve Kerr has to shoulder the blame for that. And it questions his coaching ability because, you was able to run.
Because he knows how to run the triangle and he knows how to run a mixture of it's hard for me to blame him when he knows better than what he did and he's done better than what he did. So clearly he wasn't the coach of the team. We've seen them just like out there coaching themselves. Do you really believe that a coach was orchestrating? Because it didn't look like that to me.
Hey, they won. It's over with.
They did get gold in the end. So
they won, Eric. But to your point, that's not the topic. Them winning is not the topic. Tatum and Kerr is the topic.
Clearly, I know
that is
you're
true.
Right. Hey, yes,
man. What did I say? What did I say about Luka Doncic?
Oh my God, we not getting into anything, Luka, bro.
I told you
we not getting into any. That man didn't even make the Olympics. He didn't even make the Olympics.
Top 25. He's on the top 25 list.
Oh my gosh, he didn't even make
top 25 dad bods in the NBA.
In 6 years, he's done what LeBron James and Michael Jordan didn't do. Made it to the Western Conference Finals and made it to the finals. He did that in 6 years.
When do we start glorifying being second place, though?
Never heard of it.
He should have been higher on this.
LeBron, just so you know, LeBron was in the finals. What was it? His third year in the league? So that's not true. LeBron already made it to the finals before he was in year 4.
Yeah, no, it was year 4 because he went in 07 and got drafted in 03. It was year 4. Yeah, 07.
Yeah, it was year 4.
07. Yeah.
And if I be quiet, they defend LeBron for me. Look at that.
But he still won.
All he got to do is ask.
Ain't nobody think about that shit. At least Doncic won a game.
Oh my God, a gentleman's sweep because that's so much better.
You damn right.
Oh my,
better than getting swept.
It is.
Hey,
but
look.
Like
hey,
go to the Eastern.
No, it doesn't. No. I'll tell you exactly what it is. It doesn't show heart. It shows the fact that NBA recognized a product in the fan base and was like, let's give them the ring on their home floor. They was not going to let Boston win in Dallas.
The effort in that game
gave Dallas a game.
It should be investigated. It should be investigated the way they point shaved in that game and through that game. But I just want to remind you of the history because you're revising the history of the NBA. In what was it, 2009? LeBron was in the Eastern Conference Finals against Dwight Howard. That's within a 6-season period of time.
And lost.
He lost, but you know, sir, you're saying that Luka Doncic has done all these things that nobody else has done.
Hey, if we doing comparisons, Luka's on the same track of finals losses that LeBron is on.
Same.
He only been to the finals one time.
Well,
but Luka's not better than LeBron. We need to
he's starting off shaky. Appreciate
LeBron, LeBron can run and jump.
That was a 20-minute call.
Hey, man. Hey, I'm a Mavericks fan, and I don't condone that.
I gotta find out how to turn the damn whatchamacallit off. Funky Town, talk to me. What's going on, man?
Hey, y'all. How's everybody doing?
Pretty good. What's
Hey,
going
Funky
on? What's
Town.
going on? Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Good. Hey,
Funky Town. Before you start, is Funky Town Fort Worth?
Corey. Yes, sir.
All right, I'm in.
Corey and Dominique, they on it. Okay, it's the question is the problem. Yes, Kerr's the most to blame out of those two, but this has more to do with Clutch Sports and LeBron. This is not like it. I'm sorry. This has been going on for how long? It was the storyline was being built. Just look at it. It was an outline. Somebody was following. You got NBA. You got USA basketball talking about why Brown's not getting. He didn't get selected. Now, why are you even having to discuss that? What position does he play? Who is he going to outshine? Brown was going to get in there and have more effort. Same with Tatum than LaFleur. LaFleur, all you had to do was watch why they weren't able to play any other way. Because he's a black hole. He just sits there until he wants to move, and then he moves. He don't move for anybody else. He don't do anything for at defense. He's a cone at this point. He gives a little effort when he can, but then he's too old. And there's nothing wrong with that. But let's call it what it is. The man is over. They're doing all this. He was voted the best player on the team. Who does that? Who said
literally
that?
Nobody.
He's the best guy on the team.
Did the
Before the
player
game
say that?
started,
Did the player say that, or he said that about himself?
Started.
Did he say that? Did the player say that though? Did he say that about himself?
They released it. Okay,
I think
if you
FIBA said that.
Why are you saying that?
No,
That's
it was the
Literally nobody said it. A story was leaked. Not one player came out and said it.
It was leaked.
It was supposedly the kids, not the kids, but
but like I said,
what's the name of that? The college kids that play, or the young ones that they play against they scrimmage.
Oh yeah,
my point is LeBron didn't say it.
Yeah, okay,
exactly. Right?
But it's like
the select team,
and even this whole MVP thing is like,
select.
Okay.
If you look at what Curry did, he's the one who should be the MVP. But they actually voted on that before they got to the semifinals.
I hear you.
Kerr showed up for the last two games.
He only showed up for the last two games.
Yeah, he only showed up for the last two games. But I know
the ones that
played
matter.
a lot more games than two.
Iguodala got the MVP. Why did he get the MVP?
Because he was a game changer.
Why did Iguodala get the MVP?
He was
over
a defensive stalwart in that series.
No, he did. He was given that. He beat. He supposedly shut down LeBron, which he really didn't. But okay, he did it because it was a storyline they wanted to go with. The bottom line is, there's no reason in the world for this to have happened to a Tatum caliber player. There's no reason whatsoever. And if you're a coach or an organization, and if you can't see that people who watch sports are going to sit back and look at you like crazy because you got this guy who's first team all NBA 3 years in a row, just won the championship, and you got his teammate who's a role player getting more time than him. There's absolute. You got Jayson Tatum getting treated like Christian Laettner.
Yeah, there's no
that's a bit much, but okay.
Nah, there is no basketball reason that Tatum shouldn't have got more play.
Didn't he average about 20 points in the last Olympics where he led them to a gold medal?
First off, Tatum did not lead that last team to a gold medal.
With Kevin Durant, but he still averaged, I believe, about 20.
Kevin Durant. I mean, Durant was the one who was really the driving force in the last
Kevin
Olympics.
Durant dragged that team to the finish line in those last Olympics.
All I'm saying is that Jayson Tatum averaged about 20 points. He was a leader on that team.
And remember, they were having to get people to play in that Olympics because of COVID and all the stuff that was going on. He made a choice to go out in 2021 to do that.
Yeah.
I mean, but he puts in LeFleur didn't go out there and do that. He didn't want to make the sacrifice in 2021, right? He got his double ring.
A lot of them folks did. A lot of them folks didn't.
Exactly, but you're gonna treat him like that for what reason?
Kevin Durant should have been the starting small forward.
What'd you say, Funky Tom? Say that again.
I said, you're going to treat a man that's already put in a good shift for you in another Olympics and for somebody who's old over the hill and got a Balco problem coming? Really?
Don't say that too loud now.
That's what we doing?
He about to rise up.
Hey, I'm just, look.
I don't know what
you're talking about.
I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I like LeBron. I don't like LeBron. I think he's the worst thing that's happened to basketball. I think he's one of the main reasons why basketball today is as sorry as it is, because they have lowered the standard. They have lowered the standard for this game because of him, to placate one player, because he can't play but one kind of way. How you going to be in another team?
That's a lot to put on one man.
Play but one kind of way. And then
That's
you got
where's the lie detected? Because I can't find it.
He changed the game, but one person changed the game.
Except he gets rid of the new players when they come in. He gets rid of new players when they come in at the Lakers.
How do you change the game?
He makes them so much better.
Instead of Carlito's way, it's LeBron's way, huh?
No, he just said he changed the game.
Come on, man. Are you seriously? Look
he changed the game, bro. Come on.
They knew all they were going to do is say, okay, they made a threat. Okay, how many clutch sports do they have on the team? Anthony Edwards. I mean, David.
Yeah, I think that's probably about the only one.
Not really finding any conspiracy theories. Wow.
You sure?
Okay. That's what we're going with. We're doing some conspiracy theories.
All I'm saying is that there are ways of making your life hard on that team.
Pluto has life on it. Like,
you're gonna barely beat South Sudan. Hey, come on.
Come on, man. Come on, man.
He said Eric. Eric texting Rich Paul.
How the hell is LeBron the MVP and they didn't cover the spread in not one effing game? Since when?
It's amazing to me how LeBron has so much.
I'm gonna keep it a bug with you though. I don't watch a good share of Olympics. I know I ain't seen a lot because I'm only 29, but I've seen a few. Yeah. This is my first time ever hearing of a tournament MVP in the Olympics. Am I tripping?
So I think LeBron actually won the MVP for the Olympics. Maybe the last time that there is an Olympic MVP, but you're right, Chris. Like we don't really hear of it because
it's only the second time. This is the only second time it's happened.
So they did it in Tokyo and they did it in this one, but none of the other ones.
I know this is the second time. But again,
it's been going on for a while.
Because wouldn't Kobe have gotten the 08 one? I don't remember Kobe.
If it had been one, she should have been one.
Yeah.
He should have been the one to get it.
Facts.
LeBron is number 2 in all time. Some of the greatest players of all time. By most sports analysts ranking system.
You mean top 20 or top 75 at number 75?
Top
That's
2.
what you mean.
Yeah,
he's
top
75 at number 75.
That's pure hate.
I believe it's Cleveland, which is where LaFleur is from.
Well, you bring out the hate in me, Aaron. I don't know what to tell you.
I don't bring out the hate in you.
You bring it out. As long as you
I don't know.
As long as you keep acting like this, that's how I'm gonna act.
Hey, so just to answer everybody's question, there has been 3
Olympic
tournament MVPs. 2004, it was Manu Ginobili. 2020, it was Kevin Durant. In 2024, it was LeBron James.
So they just pick and choose when they get this shit out, huh?
Well, because I think it depends on what country they do the Olympics in. I think Olympic rules tend to change based on like where they are. They have different committees and different like agencies that manage it per whatever the country is.
Well, I mean, it was Greece. It was Greece, Japan, and France. I don't know how that would tie in.
The Olympic Committee
has got to be something. It's got to be something.
I think it's the committee. I'm sure that Rich Paul went ahead and made sure that this was, happening from.
Wow.
The story is there.
Like,
LeBron was voted the best player. Like, how do we make these things up from the start of it?
Was LeBron not balling in the Olympics? LeBron was terrible in the Olympics.
So nobody really had an opportunity to ball other than LeBron though.
Exactly.
For real though, he still was outshined in every single game. But he was outshined in every single game. I could list you every single player in every game. From game 1, it was who was it in game 1? It was Kevin Durant against Serbia. Who was it in against South Sudan? It was Bam Adebayo. These were the breakout players in each game.
Devin
Game
Booker
3
had a
against
breakout game.
Game 3 was Anthony Edwards against Puerto Rico. Brazil was Devin Booker and Anthony Edwards. Game 5 and 6, Steph Curry. So when you look at those things, all I'm saying is that he wasn't the best in each game. So it was a manufactured MVP.
Put his production against his per minute, and you will see what actually happened. It's about
clear.
the amount of time he was given opportunities to do stuff, like he's playing for 21 years, and he's now the top leading scorer in NBA history. Well, if you touch the ball as much as you do, no diddy, you should be.
He literally plays 41 minutes a game typically, so that makes sense. I agree with you. But Kevin Durant outplayed him in 17 minutes, and he spent 33 minutes on the floor.
Yeah, and I think he was averaging 33 minutes a game. Appreciate the call.
Y'all have a good one. Y'all keep it up,
man. Thank you, man. Have a good one.
LeBron was facilitating. He was scoring. He was getting rebounds. Like, he was doing everything on the court.
That's what happens when you play in that position. You're going to rack up points, rebounds, and assists.
Oh my God!
So I'll give.
Sounds like Luka to me.
So
I'll give
exactly what it is.
Hold on. I'll give LeBron his credit because it was times he stepped up doing certain things. So I'll give him his credit, but he was not the tournament MVP in my opinion.
Oh, that's what I will say. Brittany, we were so close, and then you just jumped on another train.
Okay, Eric, I'll give you this. He didn't play like poop. Nobody's saying that he sucked in the Olympics. All we're saying is he wasn't the MVP.
You know, this therapy
like I love the fact that he stepped up when they played Serbia on the defensive side of the ball. I love the fact that he stepped up and did that.
Can I ask a question? So he stepped up and guarded Jokic, but never did it during the regular season or the playoffs when there was an elimination game on the line. And then on top of it, so he guarded Jokic again when they're playing Serbia. Did he lock him up? That's not what I saw. I just saw that he stepped up to the assignment, but he wasn't locking up Jokic by any means. Did anybody see that?
He made things a little bit more difficult for him, and that's when the USA team. The USA team started once he stepped up and said, you know what, I'm gonna guard Jokic. That's when the rest of the team said, you know what, let's do our part and step on the defensive side. And that's when we started to make our little run. So I'll give him credit for that. But again,
I give him credit for that too.
I'm not going to credit for
I believe he willed them to win in that game. That's where I saw Captain America. I did see that, and I was proud of that. But if you notice, he can't defend and also run the offense. He can't defend and score.
You know what, man? I'm telling you, this therapy thing works, man. I know I went to school for a reason, man. And look, I got y'all to jump all the way back around. Look at God.
Hey, we appreciate the phone calls.
It's not hate. I'm just calling it how I see it.
We appreciate the phone calls on that subject.
You know what, Dominque? You came so far. I appreciate you.
We appreciate the calls on that subject, but we about to keep pushing to the next one. Please,
we've been on this subject for an hour and 7 minutes.
I've been trying, but y'all don't fucking listen to me. So we're gonna keep it pushing to the next one, man. So in the realm of basketball, right? The NBA schedule has just been released for all the teams, right? Christmas games, opening night, opening week, playoff rematches, stuff like that. So Brittany's got a list of a couple of games that they highlighted, some intriguing matchups. And you run down those couple of those games for me, please.
Yeah, I have a few here. So at the beginning of the season, some of the good ones are the Knicks at Boston. We got Wemby versus Luka during the same week. Spurs at Mavs, and then you have Mavs versus Warriors. So Klay Thompson goes back to the Warriors and play against his old team. And then during Christmas week, I know a lot of people are excited about Christmas time. You got my team, the Sixers versus the Celtics. I think that's a good rivalry matchup. Then we're gonna have very good game. Then we're gonna have LeBron go to the Warriors house with Steph. Then we're gonna have Nuggets at Suns. And then
that's always
that whole day to me is going to be exciting. So it's going to be.
I'm going to NFL for Christmas because
I know I'm going to be torn with that day. I'm going to be torn. And then one of the big games for next year to me is the Celtics as Mavs with the finals rematch.
When's that first one? The first rematch for them? Because I know they only played twice. So when is
the Celtics at Mavs?
Yeah.
I think it's January 25th.
Okay. Yeah. So right before All-Star break too. Yeah. So I mean, from that list, man, what matchups are you guys looking forward most to see?
And
I know what you want, Corey.
you said. Did you talk about opening day, Brittany, or just Christmas Day?
When's opening day? That's October 20th.
October 22nd.
Right? 22nd.
Yeah. So October. Yeah, that's the Knicks at Boston.
The banner.
I think I'm most excited to see Ant-Man against the Lakers. Like, I want to see if he's going to like attack LeBron the way that he did Kevin Durant, like the way he's like, trying to knock off the old heads. So I'm very excited for Timberwolves versus Lakers.
They're gonna put Bronny on him. Bronny gonna shut him down.
Straight up.
Not if he looked like he did in the summer league. I'm sorry.
It's a little too. So look, guys.
I'm joking.
It's a little too close for Halloween. So we know that Bronny's going to be putting that costume on.
Here we
go. Boy,
so me personally,
his full NBA costume on the 22nd.
I apologize to all those in the comments. This is my first time really trying to multitask and everything like that. So I apologize. I'm gonna get to some of these comments here soon. But one of the matchups I'm looking forward to see is that Knicks versus Boston for sure. That opening night and that series over the season as a whole, because it is a new look Knicks. They call them the Nova Knicks now because they got all them Villanova boys. So that's gonna be interesting. And can we see if this is what the Eastern Conference Finals was supposed to be last year? You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I'm only excited about those opening games for the Knicks versus the Celtics if Julius Randle is back. So I want to see like what he looks like off of injury. Like I said, I think he had 3 40-point games alongside Jalen Brunson last season. So I need to see what they look like with Randle in the rotation.
It's funny because I don't get excited about the opening games. Like I don't, because to me, especially when you have a new team, it could take at least 20 games for y'all to get really acclimated, the chemistry to start flowing, and y'all could look right on the court together. So I'm more excited about the Christmas Day games, but I'm gonna be
Christmas.
It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough for me because I got NFL and NBA.
I'm gonna have the TV and I'm gonna have the iPad, and one's gonna be on basketball and one's gonna be on football
that day. So
it's hard to get excited about any game in the regular season,
especially with that whole little in-season tournament. And I don't even know how to. That's just a whole nother thing. But
you think the Lakers are gonna get another banner, Eric, this season?
She be antagonizing.
For their
I was about to ask the same question though.
She be poking. She be antagonizing.
Hey, and when we do, I'll be right here.
This is the most important championship I have. This was the hardest in-season tournament ever.
They're gonna start doing parades.
That therapy is 12 sessions, so I know it's gonna take 11 more sessions to get you back.
Facts, Mikey Brass.
I'm not gonna lie, y'all. I was dreading. I was like, please, I do not want the Sixers nowhere near that tournament championship. I want them to lose somewhere in there. I did not want that banner to go up in my stadium.
Do you think it's bad luck, Brittany? Like if you win the in-season tournament, you're automatically gonna get eliminated from the first round?
No,
like
I don't think it's
first round knockout. If you guys win the in season, you don't think that
Dom can't hold boxing gloves on today.
You don't think Pitiful P and Embiid are gonna
Pitiful P? Oh my god!
Okay.
My bad. I meant to say Pop Class P.
I don't know if you're a Knicks fan or not, and you my girl. But don't mess this crap up right now.
Not Pitiful P.
We ain't doing that, okay? Because I can come at some Knicks fans now. We're not going to do that. But
I can do it for you. I can put my Knicks in the ground. Don't worry.
I just.
Taco said it's embarrassing when you put up a participation trophy in your house.
That's what I'm saying. I think that's the most embarrassing banner of this whole thing. What the heck is this in-season tournament thing? And I hate the courts.
I actually like the courts. It's different, man. I like the jerseys for sure. I like the jerseys for sure. The jerseys go crazy.
The Mavericks in season. The Mavericks court is trash.
So was the Sixers. It was garbage.
Yeah.
But to the topic at hand, right? So seeing how these teams are stacking up roster wise, you got people coming back from injuries. You got people who moved to a different location, different zip code, right? Who in y'all mind, right? We know it's early. Nobody even touched the court yet outside of Summer League, right? But preseason predictions, man, based off of what we see on paper right now, who in y'all head has the best chance of dethroning? I'm not fucking with you, Corey. Who do y'all think has the best chance of dethroning Boston for the championship?
Philly.
Damn, didn't you just trap?
Well, so they have the best
I was
chance
shocked about that, Chris.
Well, they have the best chance in the East of knocking them out.
Brittany grabbed her heart. She said,
based on the roster, like, do I believe that they will do it? No, but I believe that they have the best chance. They have
on paper they look stacked.
They've got Embiid.
Right,
they
they
have
gotta stay
Pitiful
healthy.
P. They have Maxey.
Yep.
Maxey's a dog. Like,
Unloaded
imagine
Tobias
you're
Harris.
adding in Paul George. If he's healthy, if Paul George is healthy, they're gonna have a run. And I would love to see them in Boston in the Eastern Conference Finals.
If you get a shade of just a shade of Indiana, Paul, or maybe even Oklahoma City, Paul, I think.
Well, what about when he defeated the Mavs by himself?
Yeah,
you remember that series, Corey, when Kawhi got injured and Paul took over the series? Come on.
He went out.
He's gone.
Look,
come back, Corey.
As much as I, as a Sixers fan, or just, talking about sports, and as much as I really enjoy that Paul George signing, because I think he takes pressure off of Embiid and even Maxey at times. Embiid won't have to do so much, so hopefully he can last throughout the playoffs. Not guaranteed, but we can sniff a championship if nobody's going to stay healthy. I think that's the biggest part out of this entire situation. If Embiid cannot stay healthy, I don't see it coming anywhere near it. So
we know he's
as a
not going
Philly
to be
fan,
healthy, Britt, but he played like, we know Embiid is not going to be healthy, but one thing that I can give him credit for is, healthy or not, he shows up and he plays. He wears it as a badge of honor the way NFL guys do. He's there, cerebral palsy, face on this way and eye that way, knee messed up, falling on the floor. He gets out there and plays. So, like, we have to give him credit for that. That's one thing I give him credit for, his physical toughness and being able to get out there. So I really think that he's got.
and I would say I do like the pieces that they did put around. I do like the pieces that they did put around him. I do. I think this is the best team he's had. We could go back and forth all day.
No. I was saying I don't know what that dude was talking about because I didn't see what happened. My camera glitched and everything went.
Oh, we thought you had left that. We thought you had a dramatic leave.
I only want to disagree with you a little bit, Britt, because I think that they were a great team prior to, like, Ben Simmons' mental issues. Even though, like, he wasn't the best shooter then, they also had Jimmy Butler. Butler, Ben Simmons, and Embiid, like that on paper, that's just as good of a team.
And I got you, but it's so hard to play 4-on-5 basketball. It is just so hard. When Embiid gets the ball, it's very easy because Ben Simmons is not going to shoot the ball. His guy could just drop down and
all he can do is dribble and drop.
I think this point, and if we had the Embiid then that we have now with now he understands that if I get doubled, let me pass it out in the post. He's more wiser now on the court. So now he has the shooters and the defense on his team. So that's why I say, and it's not going to be 4-on-5 basketball, right? So that's why I say this is the best team for Embiid. How about that?
Because they all defend. So Paul George, he's a good defender. So he can defend, he can score the ball. With 3 scorers on their team, I think that they should be able to give Boston a run for their money if they wind up in the ECF.
And you kind of think about it like this, right? I think Philly kind of has, because although Paul George can shoot the 3, and Embiid can shoot the 3, I think they have a scoring threat at each level, right? Embiid closer to the basket in the post. Paul George is still a mid-range lethal threat, and then Tyrese Maxey can stretch the court and shoot the three, right? So they
all can shoot the three. That's a great thing. They all can shoot.
They have a legit scoring threat at every level of the court for scoring. So it's just like if you got Embiid doubled, then you can kick it to Paul for a midi, or you can kick it to Tyrese for a three. But you got to pick your poison. Somebody gonna be open,
right?
So I think it looks really good on paper. Philly should definitely give Boston a run for the money. Don't be surprised if health willing that it's a competition for that number 1 seed in the East between Philly and Boston.
Bro,
Look, guys,
if Embiid live through the season, I'll be surprised. If
Tobias Harris was like he was like the dead.
If he live,
to get rid of.
You know he's gonna. Hey, listen, you know he's gonna be hurt. You know he's gonna be hurt.
He was worse than Klay Thompson in that 0 for 10.
Oh my gosh, he was
horrible.
horrible.
Gonna be hurt.
I think on the other side, like the Western, but I do think there's some underlying, not underdogs or anything like that, but some underrated teams. Knicks, I think, is right there. Can't stand them, but they're right there.
They might have just been 1 or 2 pieces away, and they might have just got it.
I don't know if I'm not putting the Bucks in there. I'm sorry, I can't do it.
No,
I don't trust
they got Doc Rivers. They have Giannis and Damian Lillard, who's not happy there. They have Chris Middleton, who's like he's kind of like done. You know, I wish that they would trade Brook Lopez to a team that he can contend for. Like, imagine what the Knicks would do with Brook Lopez. My God,
imagine what the Thunder would do with a Brook Lopez. Imagine what the Thunder would do with a Brook Lopez.
You know what? For some reason, I don't believe in the Thunder. So for the West Coast, I don't like they couldn't. They should have beat the Mavs, in my opinion.
The only reason why they didn't beat the Mavs is because of the refs.
I know, but we can't. But when you know you're playing uphill, I'm gonna say this though because I think it's important. Like when you know you're playing uphill, it's just like South Carolina against Iowa. Did you think that they were going to let what happened to them in the previous year when Caitlin beat them happen again? They knew that they were playing uphill and it had to be a blowout. You got to beat teams when you're playing against the refs, when the refs are on the other team's side, you have to know like, hey, we got to win by 10 plus. We have to come out hard in the first. It has to be a first quarter blowout.
But what is your counter move when your best defenders, your wing defenders who are guarding Luka, are getting in foul trouble and falling out of these games, but the worst defender on Dallas in Luka got 2 fouls the entire series
because he don't. It's really hard. It's really hard. It's really hard to get in foul trouble when you play no defense.
Right, you don't
it's
play no
really hard.
When you literally get out of the way.
If you look at
out of the way.
If you look at the highlights from that series, he was doing a lot of reach arounds, pause. He was smacking from behind, pause again. Like he was doing a lot of
this is getting way out of hand, Chris.
You can't get in foul trouble at all. You don't play no defense.
If you don't play no defense, how you gonna get in foul trouble?
Can you agree though that Celtics attacked him way more?
Of course. That's why he got in foul trouble.
Attacked him to the point where he was fouled out.
I'm talking about he was getting out the way and they were going in the direction that he was getting out of the way.
They were literally chasing him around on the court.
Chase him till he fouled somebody. So in that Oklahoma series, like I saw where y'all were going back and forth in the group chat about it. I'm like, how the hell you gonna get in foul trouble and you don't play no defense? That's hard to do, bro. I mean,
it's really hard to do if you don't play no defense.
It's not that he wasn't playing defense; he was just playing the worst.
Come on, Chris. Let's be for real with it, man. That dude
he's a
does not play defense. He ain't even no traffic cone. He don't show. He's a traffic cone that the cop pick up and take off the court. It don't play defense.
It also boils down to the coaching. The smaller market teams don't have good coaches. Timberwolves coach is incompetent, in my opinion, because they didn't attack him either. When we saw, like, they got to the Western Conference Finals and they shit the bed. They did. They completely shit the bed against the Mavs.
Luka was hip checking. Listen, Luka was hip checking because he's fat. Like
Yes.
there's no other explanation for it. That is like the only thing he can do. And then somebody said he was reaching. He's reaching, falling away. Like he ain't coming close to people.
Nah,
Right.
I've seen a lot of your worst defender got one foul, averaging half a foul.
But
Yeah, because he may have gotten in the way one time and he decided he wasn't doing that no more.
There was a lot
Luka's
of times where he was in terrible positions and made terrible defensive
Luka's in terrible position when the other team has the rock. He's in terrible position right then. So that no, Chris, he don't play defense.
I can't make excuses based on that because every foreign player in the NBA, they're a part of a protection program. Giannis, Embiid, they're allowed to foul. And then you see them get in the Olympics and they're getting fouled out damn near because in the NBA, all the FNBA players are allowed to do these things. So, and it's widely known in the league. Giannis does it. Luka does it. Embiid does it. We saw what Embiid did to the Knicks. We saw that. So it's allowed. So you got to prepare for it. So at what point do you decide, hey, as a coach, I'm going to prepare? I forget the Timberwolves coach's name, but he coached bad. He didn't even have the right substitution patterns.
Damn,
you can't have Naz Reid on the bench.
Chris Finch. There it is.
But Naz Reid was on the bench instead of playing him with Gobert. Gobert looked like a fucking cone.
I agree with that.
Gobert was definitely a liability on defense.
Motherfucker looked like a cone. And he had Naz on the bench.
Every year.
Oh my God!
I just want to. God damn, Corey. Shit.
I know, man.
What'd I do?
What you got?
Cutting out and cutting back in, but that time it dropped you backstage and brought you back. You get here. Good. But
my bad.
This comment right here, man. He said, "Don't sleep on the Grizzlies. Morant will be back." That team.
I don't know.
Looks like shit, and I'm
I don't know if they have enough to compete for the championship.
I don't think they got it. I don't think they got
it. Engine that could. They're going to be the little engine that could throughout the season. They're going to have great games during the regular season, and then we're going to be wondering what happened to them first round knockout in the playoffs.
Right.
That dude was typing fast, boy.
Yeah.
That boy was hitting all kind of keys.
Yeah, he just didn't even care.
I agree with Dom as far as the Timberwolves, the substitution patterns, some of the decision making. But I think if they got a little bit more experience, I wouldn't be surprised if they can make it to the finals next year. Like I honestly wouldn't be surprised. But I do need Anthony Edwards to step up because what I seen this past year, and you want to be the guy, right? He was too passive.
Mm-hmm.
Like take control, take over. And I didn't get that enough last year. But again, it was his first year getting that far. Hopefully he learned this year and say, you know what, when we get to this point, it's my time now. So that's what I'm looking forward to.
I feel that way, Brittany.
I'm sorry,
too, but
Corey,
look at all the other people that played like poop. And Karl Anthony Towns, he was like a shell of himself. He looked like he was on the Goon Squad.
Hey man,
I'm like, what is happening?
The Mavs will do it to you.
But they shouldn't be able to do it to him. He's 7 feet tall. He needs to get his big body in the goddamn post and post up. How do you not post up?
Listen,
I agree.
Playing the damn perimeter, like you are not. Get your ass in the paint.
Paper to paper. The Wolves should have walked the Mavs down.
It should have been a sweep.
Paper to paper, the Wolves should have walked the Mavs down.
Not the way Kyrie was playing.
Thank you. Y'all must forgot about that guy. I mean, come on, man.
Hold on.
Kyrie just like Luka did in the finals. Luka forgot about him too.
Kyrie can only do so much.
You know what, Brittany?
Kyrie can only do so much.
It's true. I don't even remember him getting the ball in the finals.
Yeah, Kyrie can only do so much to one, establish himself, and two, make up for the lack of whatever Luka's doing.
Hey, but you can't say he should have walked him down and he went up and he had to play against Kyrie.
It's
Kyrie was
balling. One person. So I think
in the Western Conference Finals, Kyrie was balling.
Anthony Edwards shouldn't have been guarding Kyrie. He's too small. He's too quick. Like,
well, he shouldn't have opened his big mouth.
Yeah, and that's something that he's gonna learn. That's something that he learned.
He should have opened. He shouldn't have said shit. He should just shut up. Now you're gonna get it.
I understand that you're the guy. I understand that you're a budding superstar. I understand all these things, right? But there's one thing that if you didn't learn nothing, from any of these vets that you just played with on the Olympic team, one thing you never do is you give bulletin board material. And Kyrie is one of those guys that he's not gonna say a lot, he's gonna show you a lot.
Mm-hmm.
You can't
again
just let that sleeping dog lie.
Yeah, please let him go over there. Hope he had a bad game. Woo.
Look, all I know is that
MG2,
Kyrie's
I'm with
leaf
you.
earrings did not save the day in the finals.
No, it didn't. And Mavericks played shitty in the finals, right? But I think the same
deflating for Kyrie.
I don't think so. I think
he physically pushed Luka to play defense. So, like, at what point do you, as a number 2,
he actually literally did push him.
He like had to push him forward.
And listen. Luka didn't make it. Luka didn't make it to the Olympics, and so he's been sitting at home the whole time. He's gonna have to push his fat ass again.
Exactly.
I'm just saying, how many seasons do you get to show up to the NBA with a dad bod?
Hey man,
you're gonna win a title
every season for Luka.
Yeah,
every season until he takes it serious. And I'm talking about like he just has a bad body, right? You got to get a nutritionist. You got to do the right things, right? You got to eat the right things. You got to lay off the beer, right? It's gonna be the same. It's gonna be the same with Luka every year, right? Another thing that happened is Luka just had a baby, so you know he laying at the house getting fat.
Right.
Everybody having kids but me, man.
He got pregnant with his wife.
Hey, man, look. Hey, when you got money like that, you can do that, dog. You know what I mean?
He's a multi-millionaire.
You get that, when you get that bag like that, you can just lay at the crib.
So I think the consensus is
you ain't stressed. You ain't stressed. Look at God.
You ain't ask me.
Yeah, you said Mavericks, fool.
I just pointed. I didn't say.
Okay, well then go ahead and say it.
Mavericks.
Who's your team? Or you think Boston got it? Well, no, because you're gonna say the Lakers. You know what?
You know what, man? You know what? In my
give
heart,
give me a non-clutch take.
Hey, in my heart, I want to say the Lakers, man. But in all honesty, I think Boston's gonna take it again, bro.
You think they're gonna repeat?
They tough, man.
Damn, I know that was salty for you to say.
I think Philly's gonna be the hardest competition, and I think Embiid's gonna get hurt, and then I think that's gonna be their golden ticket.
Yo, that's the craziest thing. Every year, see, I'm about to spaz out the Sixers fan. Every damn year, some freak behind injury occurs. Like, you broke your face twice. What kind of crap is this? Like, how you break your face twice? Then you got the knee situation. I'm like, my goodness.
I just also don't think that Embiid is. Can we talk about that for a moment? Like, I think the foreign player in the league that's in the best shape is Giannis. But Embiid is not in shape either. He needs to get healthy.
Embiid and Luka go to the same buffet. I promise you.
No, I disagree.
I believe that.
I disagree.
Now, hold on.
Embiid,
but this is why I say that.
Big boned and like his knees are bad, and there's too much weight on those knees.
But
Embiid is not as bad built as Luka, though.
How can you get in shape when you always hurt?
It's true. Like, you got a point, Brittany. You got a point.
You got a point because he is always hurt.
You got a point.
His face is broke. I mean,
and that's my guy. Like, he's one of the talented players, but he'll never reach his full potential because of the damn injuries.
First of all,
out of nowhere.
He's too big for that frame. He's like 300. He's like 300 pounds.
He's 280.
Like 300 pounds, for real.
He's 280. It's just still too big.
That's water weight. As water weight,
which is still
over 7 feet tall.
Right,
but he is too big. So either you change your play style or you change your weight, because your play style currently does not conform to the weight that you're carrying on your knees. So you either have to change your play style or change your weight.
You gotta understand, you can't change your play style when at the time, what other go-tos did the Sixers have? You had nobody else. He can't change his play style.
He has to change it now if he wants to stay that size.
To me, it's a huge win if the 76ers can just get out of the second round. Like,
same here.
If they can get out of the like, that's what I'm looking this year. Is I just need them to get out of the second round. I'm looking for progress. You know,
cheesesteaks go hard.
But that's why
conference finals.
But that's why the hope is that when you bring in a Paul George and you bring some of these other guys in, that it takes so much pressure, some of the pressure off of Embiid, so he doesn't have to do but so much. That's the hope. But I don't know if that's going to happen. We're going to have to wait and see.
My problem, though, for the 76ers is how fast the game is in the East. Does anybody remember when Shaq went from West to East? He lost a ton of weight to go to the Miami Heat and play there. You know, you have to be really quick on the East Coast. So that, to me, is a part of what slows down the 76ers and stops them from getting out of the second round. Because they're not they're not in shape enough. Embiid.
World breaker, man. To answer your question, man, who better than to criticize fat people than fat people?
I'm not fat though,
and nobody on the podcast is fat.
No, I'm definitely fat. I'm definitely. I just mumbled that I could go for a cheese stick, and y'all didn't even hear it. I really. Hey, Brittany, send me a cheese steak.
Cheesesteaks is fire.
Where you getting them cheesesteaks from?
Brittany, send me a cheesesteak, man.
And World Breaker, that was so mean. That was so mean, World Breaker. I do not like that. Do not fat.
What did World Breaker say?
Hey, I'm sexy and my girl like it. My girl like it, man.
Guess what, Chris?
That's all that matters.
But you're not showing up to the NBA with that body. You wouldn't think it's okay for you to be a professional NBA player making $50 million a year, showing up with a dad bod to the NBA.
If I had $50 million, I'd definitely be on that powder.
Hey, listen, I'm a Mavs fan, and
hey, man, but you know what? It's no excuse, and I'm kind of with. Shocking to say, but I'm kind of with Dominque on this one, but
what?
I mean, if you make $50 million,
repeat.
Yeah, I can't believe it either. I can't believe
we're here. We're here now.
I can't believe it. I guess the therapy's working, man. I don't know, but
what?
This is some diabolical shit.
Bro, you can hire a nutritionist. You can get a personal trainer. Like, there's no excuse. Like, you should be in your top physical condition when you go get. Because you know how many games you about to play. You should have all that worked out. You should be.
There's no reason you should.
I agree.
Especially if you
50 pounds lighter when the season starts.
If Luka comes in shape, right, that should be front page news. It'll be Bronny, but the front story on ESPN should be Luka came into this season in shape.
And Zion, we ain't forget about you neither.
Honey Buns, that's my boy though.
I ain't gonna lie.
Zion, that's my guy, but he is
Zion was on the right track to that adult.
He's the most disappointing.
An adult film star started talking crazy, and he went right back.
He's literally one of the most disappointing for me.
He became food.
XNXX.
The real ones know about that link. I ain't gonna say it again.
Hey,
I ain't trying to get us demonetized or nothing. Real ones know about it.
Zion is pathetic.
Hey man, I would have just ate that. I mean, look, bro, you did what you did. It was what it was. It was good, man, while it lasted.
We still look at Zion as this young, innocent, dude just want to play ball.
You know what? I messed up.
You know what I'm saying? It's so crazy because the only thing we ever hear about Zion is that he's injured and he's not playing. So that then when he's finally started playing, and then boom, it's this, and it's like, God, well, back to the
the messed up thing though about Zion is that motherfucker is still out of shape. For you to get on the court and pull your hamstring, like that ties back to being out of shape. Like there's no way. Like how do you pull? Like you're a basketball player, you're not a track star or a football star. Like
if that dude got in shape, just think he can jump like that, being out of shape. If that dude got in shape, man, watch out.
He would be a threat to Shaq's legacy.
Yes, it would be a problem.
To me, he's just the biggest, like, what if?
Yeah,
what if Zion was in shape? What if, he didn't get injured? What would happen for the Pelicans? What if Anthony Davis stayed with the Pelicans?
Especially if he would have, like, all the hype that he had coming out of the next LeBron and the greatest number one overall.
I knew it was shaky. I knew it was shaky when he came out of college because he was getting hurt out of college.
You remember he ran himself out of his shoe?
Yeah.
And because he was wearing some Paul Georges at the time.
Man, listen, you broke your shoe. How you do that?
Zion, but be careful. He about one step away from a Ben Simmons situation. You better get himself together.
And he already can't shoot like that.
I don't
You
know
know what it is, though, man?
Dominique. He on a whole nother realm. Like he don't mind.
He's built like a person that got to work out. You know what I mean? You know how many people that got to work out? They be like,
my mind too.
I think Zion is there to collect the checks. Let's be for real. He's there to collect the checks. There's no way you come out of
no. He's not a bad basketball player.
Yes, he is.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is. When you don't take care of yourself, when you decide to eat McDonald's every day, and there's people following you around, literally watching your diet, you are a terrible professional. He's not a professional. He's not a pro.
Chad Ochocinco used
damn about Chad.
Hold on, no, because we talking about athletes. Chad Ochocinco used to eat like shit.
You see DK Metcalf's diet.
But now, terrible? All I'm saying is now.
Oh man,
this and it's
2 cups of coffee, pack of Skittles, 2 protein shakes, another pack of Skittles, and then some gummy bears.
And the dude
whose diet was that?
DK Metcalf.
DK Metcalf.
He's running the 21 mile per hour in a game. Like
they work.
A Hall of Fame.
Oh yes,
they work. So you're burning that stuff off. Zion is sitting down on his ass.
That's what Zion needs to do. Zion, but when you hurt all the time,
Embiid. There you go.
But was Ochocinco a Hall of Famer?
I'm gonna shut up.
Yeah. Well, if he's not in there, he'll be in there.
He will be. Eventually he will be.
Zion is
Chad was cold, boy.
Like how many seasons has he been?
No Hall of Famer though, dog.
What?
It's not hard to get to the Hall of Fame anymore.
It ain't hard.
Come on, bro.
Let's be real. It's not hard.
I thought it was harder in football. I thought it was much harder in football.
It is.
No disrespect to Devin Hester.
It is, but they're trying to ease it.
Right. And you're right, Chris. No disrespect to Devin Hester.
Devin Hester was first ballot. He can go to the Hall of Fame for what he did as a kick returner. What he did was crazy. He made people not kick to him. But first ballot, when you got all these other people out here that did put up that, you know what I'm saying? The Hall of Fame in the NFL is a little more lax nowadays.
No, man. The Hall of Fame, dog. That's
it's tough.
So, but speaking of football, that is a great segue, man. That was a good conversation, good topic. We're not gonna take no calls on that one. But next topic, man. So FanDuel released a top 10 list that they had of the best 10 offensive players in college football since the 2000s, right? Here is the list that they came out with, right? So from bottom to top, starting at 10, they had Marcus Mariota, Justin Blackman, Deshaun Watson, Lamar Jackson, Vince Young, Baker Mayfield, Joe Burrow, Reggie Bush, Tim Tebow, and then
what happened?
What just happened?
I think Chris went out. So maybe it wasn't mine. Maybe it was his. He back. There he is.
Boy, like, technology be on some shit today, ain't it? So yeah, so there's the list that they came out with. Cam Newton at number 1. Kind of want to get what you guys think about that, man. It's an interesting list. Definitely some names that I could agree should be on there. Mind you, it is just since 2000, so it's only a 24-year-old list, right? But what do you guys think, man? You guys like the list? You like where everybody's at? Take somebody off, ask some people. What y'all think? Oh, snap. Hold on. Damn it.
Good job. Put the list back real quick.
I'm new to this, man. This is Mel's job, man. Y'all blame Mel.
I know, man. You're doing a good job, man. I'm proud of you.
I'm trying, man. I'm doing my best.
You're doing an excellent job, Chris.
Thank you.
Hey, man, I just think Reggie Bush should be moved up on the list. Me personally.
I was thinking that.
Yeah, so I feel like a lot of people.
Joe Burrow should be moved up on the list.
So, okay, so Reggie is 3 and Joe is 4, right? So how many spots are you moving them up? And how far are you dropping whoever you're moving?
Tebow gotta come down, bro. Like,
come down or come? Listen, I understand what Tebow did for Florida, but to me, honestly, I think Tim Tebow comes off this list completely.
Me too. I have him off the list. I have Reggie as one.
Yeah,
one.
Reggie one. Joe Burrow number 2. I got Cam number 3.
Can I ask y'all a question real quick?
Baker Mayfield number 4. Go ahead.
Who beat Reggie?
Oh, Vince Young. That's what you're going with?
Well, you Texas to the bone, ain't you?
No, because I don't think he's the best player on the list though. But I don't think Reggie Bush should be ahead of Vince Young. I do not think that.
Really?
No, I do not.
So Vince Young is a quarterback. Reggie Bush is a running back.
Vince Young had the ball in his hands every play, and Reggie Bush didn't.
Whose fault is that? That's Reggie Bush's fault.
Sustained superior performance, right? That's what you look for.
That's
what you look for, right?
It's an eval.
So Corey, in that situation, should we be moving up every quarterback on this list above Reggie Bush?
No, because there was nobody in college more electric than Lamar Jackson. Nobody.
Lamar Jackson was a sight to see, bro.
He was electrifying.
Hold on,
electrifying.
I got a question for y'all.
Hold on, before you go, Brittany, was that not Cam Newton first?
So check this out, and I'll give you that, right? But Cam had one season. One.
Yeah, one.
That's it. Just one. So you're going to give him that title just off one season?
That's a fair point. But I mean, that season was special, bro.
I mean, but if you want to talk about being special, Joe Burrow's season was special too.
Yeah, Joe Burrow.
And then if you really want to dig deep into one special season, Johnny Manziel's season was out of control.
Now that's who I'm surprised is not on this list.
Oh yeah, he wasn't on the list, and I'm shocked that he wasn't on that.
That's why we need to get rid of Tim Tebow.
Do we feel like they're handicapping the list because of his off-field issues?
Who? Johnny Manziel?
No, Johnny Manziel didn't start messing up.
Hell, Justin Blackman's off-field shit is crazy.
I don't know.
Crazy.
I definitely think so. I'm okay with taking Tebow off and adding Johnny Manziel. Now I see a lot of people in the comments saying Jameis Winston should be on there, especially over Marcus Mariota. Some people saying
Mariota was out of control. Winston was one thing, but Mariota was out of control.
Yeah, I remember Mariota, and it was so crazy because watching Mariota at Oregon, you thought that man he was gonna be cold when he got to the league.
And I'm taking Justin Blackman off of there, even though his season was nuts. But Dez Bryant had a similar season, right? So you got to if you put Justin Blackman, you got to put him on there too. But I would take him off, and I would put Adrian Peterson in his spot. Because Adrian was a dog.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, I mean, you can't.
Now to the Joe Burrow thing, though, right? I understand a quarterback. You like you said, got the ball in your hand every play. And you make everybody else kind of look good, right? But
you do.
Let's not forget who he had on that team, though.
Oh, of course. But look who Tim Tebow had. You had the murderer.
We can't say that.
I'm sorry. You had the person that unalived somebody. I'm sorry.
Aaron Hernandez.
Yep. You had.
No. let's just say the name.
From the record.
I'm sorry. My bad.
Let's just say the name.
My bad. You had Aaron Hernandez. You had.
Oh shit.
Oh man. Go ahead, Corey.
Unalive.
You had Percy Harvin, who I don't know how he's not on this list either.
That's another person.
Percy's probably the best football player I've ever seen.
Dude got a highlight tape out this world.
Listen, man, Percy was cold. And then if you talk about another person that was in college that had just this tremendous highlight tape, Tavon Austin had a wild highlight tape.
Yeah.
Wild.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I forgot about Tavon.
There's so many people that you can like intertwine in this list, but Tim Tebow's not one of them. It was quarterback run up the middle and a jump pass. That's what it was.
When did Mike go to school?
Ain't even on. Hey.
He was in college like in 96, 97. Yeah, he was a little before.
It was 90s.
Yeah.
Hey, but Reggie Bush is the coldest person I ever seen play in college football.
Not like Vince or Lamar.
Okay, okay, Corey. So Corey, what you saying that right? You see where they got Reggie at. You see where they got Vince and Lamar at.
Mm-hmm.
I want you to restructure this list.
Oh, that's so hard.
Restructure this list real quick.
Okay, I would put Lamar number one.
Number one, straight up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Shit.
Because you got to go by your criteria. You said you can't put Reggie over Vince, right?
So I probably put.
I want to see how low Reggie is on this list, man.
I probably put Joe Burrow number 2, Vince number 3, and Reggie number 4.
That's just too low for me, man.
Listen, but you're talking about. Look, Reggie had some electrifying. He had 2 electrifying years, right? But you have to look at the body of work that these other people put in too, right? Reggie was electrifying because really it wasn't nobody in college that was like him, right? Now it's a ton of people like him now. You know what I mean?
But Reggie was running like that out of high school, bro.
I understand that. Helix High School. I was in San Diego when all that was happening.
Yeah, I'm still here.
But had you ever seen anything like Lamar Jackson when that year, like when he absolutely dismantled Florida State? Like you had seen nothing like that before. Nothing. Reggie was okay. He did a little cute jump move on the sideline, but Reggie was splitting time in the backfield. It was just his yards per carry is what carried him, to whoever. And then look at the competition that he was playing too. Pac-12 ain't shit. They dismantled.
No, Pac-12 was, but you got to think about what it was back then, though.
It was Oregon. That's it. It was USC and Oregon. That's it.
I don't know. I still can't discredit the things that Reggie.
I'm not discrediting what he did at all. I mean, you saw a team literally trade away a bunch of stuff to get him, right? I'm not discrediting what he did at all. Reggie Bush was everybody on this list is a great college football player, but he's about where he needs to be. Yeah, the only one that I see that's off is Tim Tebow.
Damn, you know what? It was the Pac-10. That is crazy.
It was the Pac-10. It was the Pac-10, you're right?
That is crazy. Now it's the Pac-2.
Damn.
What about you?
It's to pack your bags and leave.
What about you?
All day.
You got Reggie 1?
Yeah.
Who you taking off this list though? You taking Tim Tebow off and who else?
Tim Tebow.
You cool with everybody else?
I'm cool with everybody else.
Okay, Brittany, what you got? How you think?
Shit, I ain't mad at that list, Mikey. That ain't terrible at all. I don't know about Cam 8 though. Okay, I can give you an argument for Cam Newton though as well. Name one other player that was on that team besides Cam Newton.
I can't.
I can't either.
I can't, bro.
I like the comment about taking Baker off.
Really?
Baker was kind of crazy at Oklahoma. I can't lie.
Yeah,
Baker was cold, bro.
Baker was kind of cold.
Okay. So let me put this into perspective. Kyler Murray blew that shit out the season the following year.
That's a good point.
That's why
Let me throw a name out there. Let me throw a name out there to you guys. Now, this is just not to say that he's on my list. I'm just curious to get your thoughts.
Before you go real quick, Michael Vick was before the 2000s.
Yeah, that was in the 90s.
This is offensive players since 2000. So everybody who's asking that question. Go ahead, Brittany.
I said, let me just throw maybe a name or two out there for you guys just to get y'all thoughts. Derrick Henry.
Ooh, but you know what?
That's Alabama.
Alabama had such a loaded backfield. Like Alabama is like running back and wide receiver. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's running back by committee for real. I mean, who was on the team the same time Derrick Henry?
Oh, it was like Trent Richardson. What's the dude's name that played in Jacksonville for a while? I can't remember, but they had a picture of their backfield, man. I was like, what?
Crazy. It's always just number ones galore in Alabama. Not to say, if this was high school athletes, Derrick Henry for sure. That man was putting up 4,000 rushing yards in a season in high school.
He rushed for 2,800 in 10 games.
That shit is wild, bro. That man was crazy in college.
Yeah,
What's the other name you had, Brittany?
I didn't really have anybody else. Because we only focus on offense, right?
Because
I think that was really it.
Hey, I could tell you another person that had a wild college season, and I mean, it had the whole nation on a roller coaster. That was Robert Griffin.
RG3
yeah.
Taylor was going nuts. Why is RG3 not on the list?
I don't know. Because I would take RG3 over Marcus Mariota.
Who made this list, Chris?
FanDuel dropped this list.
Okay.
What about you, Dominique? What you got? What you think?
I would take Tim Tebow off. I would move Reggie Bush up to number 1. I would have Vince Young. I think I would put Reggie number 1, Cam 2, Vince 3. I would move Lamar Jackson up to be at least 4 or 5.
Mm-hmm.
Joe Burrow, I would say. And then I would go Deshaun Watson, probably. And then the rest, like I would take Baker off. So I'm trying to first of all, that guy Percy needs to be on the list. I think it's I think it's a disrespect for him not to be there.
Yeah, Percy was cold.
Percy was the man.
So
I think I would take Tim Tebow off.
Y'all gonna kill me. Y'all gonna kill me. I don't know if I could take Tim Tebow off. I'm just sitting here thinking about his days. They used to kill it in Florida. Now I would move him down for sure.
Now here's the thing, Dominique.
Yeah.
It's not Dominique. Brittany. Sorry, I'm sorry. Your face is covered. I can't see you. Tim Tebow, his first year was with Chris Leak. He split time, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And he was pretty good at what he did. The second year, was his season, right? And he didn't really do a lot, but Florida was winning. He was running the ball. He was doing fantastic things. His jersey was always dirty, big globs of grass on his face mask. You know what I mean? But then that third year, like if you watch that 30 for 30 about them, they was like, it's clear that he wasn't the best quarterback on the team. They got rid of the best quarterback on the team, and that was Cam Newton.
Yeah, he went over to Auburn.
I forgot about that.
They got rid of him.
All about that.
I did forget about that.
I forgot all about that.
I forgot he was with Florida.
Yep, he was. So it's the same thing like with Baker Mayfield. Even Kirk Herbstreit said it in the middle of a game. They were like, Baker Mayfield, for everything he's doing, he's like, I went to the practice and he may not even be the best quarterback on the team. And that's when Kyler Murray was there. You know what I'm saying? So it just depends. I don't know.
First off, I'm sorry. First off, Taco Master.
Taco Wild.
Spell my damn name right, first of all. Then you can talk about me.
It's Brittany.
Take that damn Y off.
Yeah, I'm not mad at the list, and they always.
Oh, somebody said Marshawn Lynch.
Best thing Marshawn Lynch did in college when he drove that golf cart, that shit was hilarious.
I don't know. I'm not satisfied with. I know what Tebow did for Florida at that time, right? I'm just against the list of names that we had and against some people who got left off. I just don't know if I can justify that being enough for Tim, because I feel like Tim, the reason why, he might have been good for the team at the time. The hype made it bigger than what it was, right? Tebow fever was sweeping the nation, right? Everybody was going crazy for Tebow. Everybody was like, oh my God, Tim Tebow this, Tim Tebow, the kneeling, everything like that, right? I just think that some of the names on the list and some of the names that were left off the list are better than Tim Tebow.
Adrian Peterson.
Right.
Adrian Peterson in Oklahoma
more
was wild.
Than anything.
Oh yeah, of course.
I just found Tebow to be the great white hype. That's how I view him.
I don't. I don't think this is a hot take. I don't think this is a hot take at all, K-Sir.
Oh, I could see that. I could definitely see that. I could see the great white hype thing. I could definitely see that.
Now I tell you what. If you put Tim Tebow on Auburn, do they win a national championship?
Oh,
hell no.
If you put Tim Tebow on any team that was on that, any quarterback, you replace them with Tim Tebow, do they win a national championship?
In Florida, if you take the quarterback and replace Tim Tebow in Florida.
Now, if you put Vince Young in Florida, what happens?
Yeah, they probably win.
That's a chip.
Yeah, you put Lamar Jackson in Florida. You put Joe Burrow in Florida. You put Marcus Mariota in Florida. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So Tim Tebow was good. Darren McFadden was.
Darren McFadden was another one. I hate how his career panned out in the league, man. Darren McFadden.
But I think what you're saying, though, Corey, is evidence because look at his NFL career.
Yeah,
there's evidence there. It's not.
There was somebody that was talking, and they were talking about the Denver Broncos, and what the Broncos used to do is like that high school lineup where they line everybody up while they're running plays. And they were like, passes were going like they were looking crazy, like not even coming close to the receivers. Receivers were like, come on, man, like what the hell are you doing? And they were like, who's throwing the ball? Got to be some coach or something. And they walked over there and it was Tim Tebow.
Yeah, we can't really use what happened when they got to the league. It's solely based off of
it's
what
in
they
college.
did in college. Because a lot of people had tremendous college careers that didn't turn out to any
Johnny Manziel.
Marcus Mariota.
Johnny Manziel.
But look at the to me, though, when I take a look at that list, there were a lot of guys that still had solid NFL careers when they got there, it's just evidence of it being more about the team that you have with you than you. So, like, how much was Tebow the difference maker? I think Reggie was a difference maker no matter where he went. You know,
which is why I think like that 2019 Joe Burrow team was, although Joe Burrow was, putting the ball where it needed to go, he had playmakers on that team.
He got one with him right now.
Facts.
Yeah, he got one with him right now. Yeah, I think it's a big difference too, though, man, because your body is pretty much. That's why I wish they could come out of college football a little sooner, because you actually take them guys' career away probably a lot sooner than it should be.
Making them stay for 3.
Their body getting beat up for 3 or 4 years, then the NFL gets what's left over, and then you got to be just one hell of a strong player to have a superstar career in the NFL.
Well,
I do think they make them wait so late. I don't understand that. Like, why
I do think it's a lot harder. I do think it's a lot harder in football than it is in basketball. So if you were to go one and done, to make sure that one season was incredible enough to be drafted high. Right?
You can't go one and done in football. You have to play 2.
No, you have to play 3. You can't come out until your junior year. After your junior year.
Yes, if you redshirt, you can come out your sophomore year. You're right.
But if you straight up, then you have to wait until after your junior year to come out, right?
Yes.
But if they did implement a one and done rule, I just don't think that in football 1 year would be enough to secure a draft stock.
You ain't ready.
That body.
You ain't ready.
Yeah, so
you ain't ready.
I think it's just one of them things where it's like, yeah, we kind of want to see, because some of these guys, you can see the potential. These 5 stars, these 4 stars, like, yeah, you can see the potential. We kind of want these guys to go into the league now, but at the same time, it's like, man, they need to develop, they need to learn, they need to, grow and strengthen up and everything like that. So it kind of is like, yeah, you kind of need these 3 years. Then after that 3rd year, if you got the resume, then go ahead and make the jump to the league.
You know what I just thought about? How come Christian McCaffrey's not on there?
I didn't even think about that.
Oh, you know what? I just seen the video. He was signing autographs on a hat. They was playing like a little prank, and they put a rival team. I can't remember what school it was, but they put a rival team on it. And instead of signing it, he caught it and he put the stats on like the Pac-12 or Pac-10 championship game where he had like 150 some yards or something like that. And I was like, man, that's
he was cold.
That's interesting. That's an interesting take.
And one more. This is my last one, I promise. DeAnthony Thomas at Oregon. Electric. There's so many players that you can put on there, right?
Yeah, and it's crazy, and that's just from them limited it from 2000. Imagine if you open it up to, history. That'd be a whole episode in itself, for real.
Yeah.
Because you then you get your Michael Vicks and then your not Bo Sanders, Barry Sanders, Bo Jackson. You know what I'm saying? Like then it would go crazy.
It would go crazy because Barry Sanders is probably one of the greatest running backs that ever lived.
Man, and what he was doing at OSU, man.
And I'm gonna be honest, and I know this is a different take on it, but I really think that's why Barry retired early.
What? Because
he had an outstanding college career. He was a 2,000-yard rusher in college. Went to the NFL. He didn't have no line. Even though he was doing amazing things on the field, his body's getting beat up the whole time. So at some point, he's like, hey, man, they're not even making it to the playoffs, bro. I'm going to go here and do 15, 16 games again and get beat up again. I'm cool.
Yeah, why keep getting beat up and I'm not getting no
Exactly. I can't trade. I can't leave. Come on, man.
Yeah. All right, so moving on. We got about 10 minutes left, man. So we're going to jump to the NFL real quick, man. So NFL season is about to be in full swing. I think we got week 2 of the preseason coming up right now. So beginning of the month, we should be regular season for the NFL. And it's got some people thinking, got some people talking, man, about who we could possibly see come into January going into February, right? A lot of people still got the favorites, Kansas City, probably going to see Baltimore in there. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people talking Niners, right? So just want to ask you guys, man, real quick, man, do you guys think we're going to see the same 4 teams that we saw in the conference championship last year? Or do y'all think it's going to be some new blood making some appearances this year? Mind you, last year was Kansas City, Baltimore in the AFC, and Detroit and San Francisco in the NFC.
Well, I can tell you who's definitely going to be there. I don't know about the other 3 teams that's going to be there, but I can tell you one team that's going to be there. That's been there for the last 4 years or so.
I don't know how much longer y'all can sustain this. Honestly,
it's okay, man.
I don't know. Oh,
how old are you?
Taco Master is funny for that one. I just caught it, and then he finished it up with that one on the field.
Yeah, man. I honestly, man, we know it's gonna be the Chiefs, and then everybody else. I actually think the Jets might surprise some people, though.
You really putting that much stock in
Aaron Rodgers. I know we don't forgot about him. Barring injury, Aaron Rodgers is a cold piece. Aaron Rodgers, Joe Burrow's back. Barring injury,
Burrow is back.
Ravens now they got Derrick Henry.
Who got? Baltimore do got Derrick Henry. Yep.
I mean, it's gonna be steep in the AFC. Honestly, nobody's gonna beat whoever comes out the AFC. Nobody's gonna beat the AFC. Yeah, really think about that before you say something. Really think about that. Go ahead.
I don't know about that. Yeah, I know you saying the Chiefs coming out, right?
Said live on pay-per-view.
Is that what you're saying? The Chiefs coming out?
You already know that, Brittany, and I know you know from a very personal standpoint.
Now, I'm not gonna lie to you, brother. If y'all run into this team right here, if y'all run into this team right here and they hitting on all cylinders, y'all might have a problem on y'all hands.
I was just gonna wait for my turn. But that was like my little sleeper pick. They
y'all
cold.
Might have a problem on y'all.
I'm gonna tell you this. They might win in the regular season. But when that old playoff time comes, it's a whole different, it just turns up a notch. And we haven't gotten any worse. We've only gotten better. We didn't have no receivers last year. Went all the way to the Super Bowl. And won the Super Bowl. But you know what? Y'all carry on, man. Talk about y'all.
Oh man,
Chris, what's so funny?
Him.
Who is him?
Taco, the comment. You ain't making no better, Corey. You not.
I know it. The Cowboys will not be there. You can't even sign my damn wide receiver. So no, you can X that out.
Because I don't know what y'all got going on over there.
Why can't you guys make it like the Chiefs without a wide receiver?
What do you mean? Because we don't have Andy Reid.
Why can't Dak carry you guys there?
Because we don't have Andy Reid. We have Jerry Jones.
And they don't have Patrick Mahomes. Corey, you left the quarterback out. Y'all don't have.
I mean, of course, but I mean, if you put Patrick Mahomes here in Dallas, they ain't going either.
This is interesting.
Dallas wouldn't go if Patrick Mahomes was here. They find a way to fuck that up too.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
So
what?
So Daniel got Ravens.
You
Bengals.
think if you put Mahomes on the Cowboys, they go to the championship? To the
is that going to change the play calling? Is that going to change the time management? Is that going to change the defense? Is that going to change
you got
anything?
a point. You got a point. When you said play calling, I was like,
it ain't going to change shit.
Yeah,
nothing.
Right.
You still got this bullshit ass organization.
It's more than just the quarterback that gets it done.
It is way more than the quarterback that gets it done.
The quarterback gets all the credit, but it's more than just.
The quarterback is definitely gonna get all the credit for it, of course.
But it's more than the quarterback that gets it done.
Daniel has a point. Y'all still don't got no running back for real.
Not one.
I mean, you can say Ezekiel Elliott.
Don't say that name. Don't say that name.
Years old, man. Running back.
But y'all run team as of right now on paper is non-existent.
ESPN just put out like power rankings for every position on every team, and Dallas was 32 in running back.
God.
That's why, Dominque. That's why we can't get there, because we have a shitty organization.
Packers versus.
I mean, I hope it continues personally, but
I just wanted to see it go.
Oh, don't worry, it is. It's going to continue. It ain't going nowhere because Jerry says we're all in.
Y'all been all in.
Jerry was saying he can't afford to make moves for your team.
Okay, did you see where the most expensive sports franchise came out this week too?
Yeah, y'all got a little measly 10 billion, whatever.
It's worth 11.1, and they said if he sells it, he could sell it for up to 25.
Have you ever lived in? Anybody ever lived in Dallas?
I live in Dallas right now.
Man, hey, I lived in Dallas for about 4 years, man, and the way they market that team there, bro.
Oh man,
unreal.
It's out of control.
Like
it's out of control.
There's almost no place you can go in Dallas and not see the Cowboys.
It's everywhere. I mean, when they win, the big building downtown turns blue. Won't turn blue that much this year.
George.
I
George
just need Jerry to stop talking, but he won't.
George said, "Have y'all forgotten that Cleveland was 6-2 before Deshaun got hurt?"
Hey man, run the ball and play good defense. They do that.
And don't forget that Nick Chubb got hurt last season too.
He did.
So I actually
probably won't come back the same though.
That is true.
Injury like that,
injuries are different.
Running backs don't. And the way he runs heavy. So the way he runs, that's not an injury that you just gonna be.
I don't know if I trust the Dolphins.
Hey man, they one concussion away from being sorry.
Oh, you talking about Tua?
Right.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I don't trust the Dolphins.
Hey, they kept they kept him clean last year. They did keep him clean. He was concussion free, to my knowledge, last year.
He had to wear 2 helmets, Chris.
Hey, I think they came up with that rule, the training camp pads. I think.
Yeah, you can wear it. He definitely he needs to wear one for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man! So of course, I'm gonna say the Lions gonna go back to the NFC Championship.
And I was gonna say that, Chris.
I just don't know against who, because we still don't know what this Niners situation look like with Brandon Ayuk.
Well,
the Packers could very well be there. I seen a comment saying Lions Packers NFC Championship. The Packers could very well show up and be there. The Eagles could probably get their shit together and might be there. It's just, but who else though? Like, I don't really see any other content. I think it's a really a 4-leg race in the NFC, honestly.
I'd love to see a repeat again, just because I'm here in the Bay and, the Niners
I would not like to see that.
Nope.
You don't want to see that.
Can't stand San Francisco.
I'm not a Niners fan.
I would not like to see that.
No, I got you.
I'm just saying that, living here and seeing the Niners fans come together, I think it's really they go in. The tailgating is crazy, and
I'm so tired of seeing E40 drop bullshit songs for the Niners.
I mean, it is pretty. Yeah,
bang bang Niner gang. Ooh,
they are good.
Don't give them free promo. We're not doing that. Do not give them
Niners. Hey, bro.
Not doing
they
that.
are a good team. I want to see a rivalry, how the Warriors and Cleveland were going back to back in the finals, and I would love to see.
It would probably be more the 49ers Eagles right now. I would say that because of what the Eagles did. I'm saying rivalry right now.
Rivalry,
more the 49ers Eagles because of they still salty. Like, you beat us last year, and they still salty about what happened 2 years ago.
Who do they really got in the NFC?
Name your coach.
And you know what? That's a very good question.
Who do they really got in the NFC, though? Like, when you really think about it, who do we always talk about every year in the NFC? We talk about the 49ers, the Eagles, how Dallas gets in there. I'm still confused. But
and now the Lions is in the mix.
And now the Lions is in the mix. But before that, who was we really? The Vikings? Like, who's we really talking about in the NFC?
Oh, but you know what? Hey, we was talking about it earlier, and I said we was gonna save it for the last topic. The Falcons have made some sneaky moves, man. Is it enough for them to make some noise?
It's still Kirk Cousins. Bright lights
Right.
don't treat him well.
As long as Atlanta don't got no problem. And I think Atlanta got Zoe, if you watching or any Falcons fans, if you watching, let me know. I think the Falcons got like 4 primetime games this year.
Yeah.
I think Kirk Cousins is one of the most overrated quarterbacks in the league right now. I'm sorry. I think he's a garbage time quarterback. He does nothing for about 3 quarters, and all of a sudden he racks up all these yards. I got 400 yards. Yeah,
Let
the
the
team
church
was
say
getting killed.
amen.
Dumb.
I don't like him.
Stop it.
Listen, Kirk Cousins, I'm not going to, okay, you know what?
What has he
Slightly
done?
underrated. I would say he's
From
slightly underrated.
NFL
because-
script number 37, Book of Luke.
You
Kirk
say
Cousins
Kirk
is overrated.
You say underrated?
Underrated.
Oh.
Kirk Cousins are underrated, bro. He's a hey, what's that quarterback? I can't even remember the quarterback's name we used to have, man. Not Trent Green, but
Alex Smith.
Alex Smith couldn't throw the ball over 20 yards. You have him throw that ball over 20 yards, it's getting picked.
What has
Yeah.
Kirk Cousins done over the course of his career? I'll wait.
First round in the playoffs, second round in the playoffs, something like that.
I don't think he's actually made it past
When?
the first round, honestly.
No, he made it to the
never
second
made
round
that.
one year.
When?
Yeah, I remember the
He made it to
catch,
the
the one
second
where
round.
Stephon Diggs caught the pass against.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay.
That was it.
That was to get to the second round, right?
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
the second
and then they
round,
got
yeah.
bounced. That was it. That was one time. What else was there?
That's pretty much
He had
that's
all
it.
those weapons. He had Justin Jefferson, and what did they do?
Nothing. Because he can't when that pressure come, when they start hitting him, and that them
Was he the
them backs start
was he
coming
the-
up and hitting him. Man,
he was the
look,
quarterback when the
he'll
Eagles
throw it
played
to
him?
anybody.
Super Bowl year for the Eagles.
Throw it
Yes.
to you.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
Yes.
I can't remember what round was that.
First round.
That was the that was
That's the
first.
second round. It was the
First-
second round.
Oh, that was the second round.
That was
Okay.
that was the next game was against Philly.
Yeah, that's right. Killed him.
Yeah,
But outside that, he has done nothing else throughout his career.
So I
So you
see a
expect
lot
for
of
me to think he's going to go to Atlanta. Granted, I love the pieces that they have.
So,
I
I
love
tell
the
you,
pieces that
I
they have.
see a lot of
I
people
tell
in the
you-
But I don't
comments.
trust them.
I see a lot of people in the comments saying that they hope they start Penix Jr. Not with
I
what
tell
you
you-
paid Kirk Cousins.
I tell you what, Linton, if that Achilles is not right,
He'll be in there sooner rather than later, though.
oh yeah, there's a possibility that you will see Penix,
Yeah,
and
very
and
true.
that's not a bad thing.
This is not a crazy take though, because out of every division in the NFL, the NFC South is by far the trashiest division in the NFL. It seems like more often than not, the division winner is under 500.
You got a point. You got a very. I always say the NFC East, but I mean,
Wow.
No, because the NFC East
Wow.
will at least get you 2 over 500 teams, at least.
NFC
Wow.
East, NFC East, you know,
12-5, 3 years in a row, player. God damn.
Right, like, and at one point for a long time, we was known as the NFC B.
My bad.
so
I meant
we
to say he was
that.
overrated. I meant to say he was slightly overrated. I jumbled my words. Slightly overrated. But yeah, to say that the NFC South is probably the most wide open division in the NFL.
Yeah, what they got? The
I mean,
Panthers.
outside of the Panthers, though.
Yeah,
They
it's
got
a
Panthers.
3-leg race between Panthers, Bucks, and Saints.
They might be all right. The Panthers, they'll be better. A little.
Receivers? They got the rookie.
Adam Thielen and
No, they picked up
name
somebody.
Corey Leggett?
Hold on, let me look in.
His last name was like Leggett or something like that. I can't think of his first
Oh
name.
yeah, Xavier.
Xavier Leggett. Thank you.
Okay, running back, I think it's still Miles Sanders, who they're talking about possibly getting rid of.
They're actually gonna start Chuba Hubbard.
Oh man, what has he done lately?
Nothing.
My goodness, yeah, they're and my boy Dino, who be watching, man. Shout out to my boy Dino, man, Panthers fan. I hate to say it, y'all about a couple of years away from making some noise, honestly.
The Panthers?
Yeah, they're a couple of years away from making some noise.
It was like a lifetime.
Oh, that's right. They picked up Deontay Johnson from Pittsburgh.
It don't mean nothing if Bryce Young is looking up at the lights after every play.
He too little to take them hits too.
He can't take them hits, dog.
He
Man,
too little.
That line don't give him no time.
They don't. It's height. Here we come. Are you about?
And they
Are you
traded
about to
away
go
one of their best defenders to the Giants. So
yeah,
they sure did too.
Brian Burns is gone, so they're not doing nothing this year.
I don't know what they got going on, man. It should be an interesting season, though. I definitely think the NFC is more wide open than it's been in recent years. Just because
I think the same teams.
But I also think that the AFC is a little bit more wide open than what you might think it is. E.
Who?
You got the Texans, you got the Ravens. Cleveland could make a little bit of noise. We don't know what exactly Pittsburgh is going to do, but you can never count on Mike Tomlin.
The only team I'm even considering thinking about is the Cincinnati Bengals.
Cincinnati.
I'm curious about the Bengals.
That's the only team I'm worried about.
If Aaron Rodgers is healthy.
How many times has Joe Burrow has beat Patrick Mahomes a couple times?
Yes.
Joe Burrow got a winning record against Patrick Mahomes.
They got to stay right. They got to stay healthy. So,
but hey, Patrick Mahomes still gonna be Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, he just might be Patrick Mahomes on the couch, not Patrick Mahomes in the Super Bowl.
So I don't know.
One can hope, right? One can dream, right? One can hope.
Man.
He tough, man.
That's a cold brother, man. I ain't gonna lie.
Cold, bro.
He tough.
You like when you get to the point where like people like your first couple of years, people are like, damn, that's a good dude. That's a good player. To the point where it's like, I'm tired of seeing this motherfucker. You know you're doing something right.
I tell you what, and I'll give you another team that could make some noise, possibly, right? The Chargers are going to play excellent defense.
I'm not hearing none of that.
They got a good coach, man. They coach been to the promised land before.
They
He's
lost
been to the Super Bowl.
They lost more than what they got this offseason.
It's true, but that defense is still good on paper.
That defense was good on paper last year and was still giving up 35 points.
And Justin Herbert is the number 4 ranked player in the NFL.
Which I don't know why that is, but that defense was giving up 38 points a game.
They won't do that with Harbaugh. They won't.
Do they got a new offensive line?
Huh?
They got a new offensive line?
No, I don't think so.
I don't think so, man.
I don't know. Hey, but Harbaugh is up there for. Hey, listen, Harbaugh's up there for Coach of the Year, right?
Yeah. Listen, those preseason.
I keep recorded all the games.
Crazy. hey, not too much now. Not too much.
He recorded, recorded all them games.
You know what, man? That is just slightly over the 2-hour mark, man. I tried, but we did pretty good. We not bad on time. But make sure, thank you all for hanging out with us. Make sure y'all like and subscribe, man. But first things first, man. Y'all see it right here on the bottom of my name, Brittany's name, Dominique's name, man. We got some other things going on outside of Full Panel Friday. So I'm gonna let the ladies go ahead first. Go ahead and plug y'all prospective shows for the audience so they know where to find you at and drop a follow. Somebody? Anybody?
You guys can find me every Tuesday, 7 p.m. live Eastern. That's Eastern time, of course, at the Sideline Speaks. Please, I would appreciate if you guys follow me out, subscribe to me.
Dominique.
Sideline Speaks is amazing, guys. But you can also catch me on Sports Tea. Please subscribe. Like the videos. I'm about 10 episodes in now, so check me out over there.
Right on. And I'll see right there underneath my Motor City Roar podcast. So for all y'all, anybody in the comments who's a Lions fan or a Lions hater, come on, man. I just appreciate the views and the love and the conversation, man. So you can find me on Motor City Roar podcast. I drop those episodes on Saturdays at 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And then for the regular season, I will be doing live post-game analysis after every game. But yeah, you can find me at Motor City Roar podcast. And in honor of our brother who is not here today, Jay, I'm going to go ahead and plug his. He got 2 of them. So Kingdom Come podcast is active and is a thing now. So please go subscribe and like the content over there. You can find that at Kingdom Come Sports on YouTube. And then for your non-sports related needs, for everything else non-sports related, you have Therapeutic Rap. That's on Wednesdays at 9 p.m. Eastern time. So all your non-sports related, discussion topics and stuff like that, you can find that one on YouTube as well at Therapeutic Rap 189 on YouTube, man. Appreciate y'all for sticking through it, man. It was a good show, man. Thank you guys again. Like, share, and subscribe, man. Let's get some new blood in here. Get some people. Tell your friends about it. Tell your coworkers about it. Tell the people that you don't like about it. You know what I'm saying? Be more open, man. Be people. You know what I'm saying? So, but we'll catch y'all on the next one, man. Till the next time, man. Peace.